Good morning. Good morning after
Good
Turkey
morning.
Day.
Good
How is
morning.
everyone?
Good morning.
Deanna,
Good morning.
I enjoyed seeing your family on the breakwater on Friday.
Oh, you saw us.
I
Tell me.
walked by you, but I was past before I could say hi. So
Oh, how fun. Managed to get out just a teensy weensy bit in between cooking and getting
So I can't
ready.
hear it if I have this plugged in. To make it just either
Hold on, let
power or
me.
you.
There we go. Like closing that up. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you. Well, I was probably just focused on my little group here. We
right.
were with a friend of mine who came from LA for Thanksgiving who can't walk too much. And so we just did the breakwater and the kids were like raring to be on the beach. I'm like, no, we're just gonna just gently rock on the breakwater.
It's a wonderful place to be. I
is.
get there about 3 or 4 times a week.
Well, I know that, because of when we first met that you were doing the yacht club
That's right.
slideshows and stuff. And in fact, I mentioned to a friend of mine because she sails, but in LA. And she's like, oh, I love watching the ocean. I'm like, oh, that's the yacht club. Yeah, I know someone who used to go there.
That's me.
But it's interesting that you were there and I didn't know. And that I
I
had
should have said
thought
something,
about
but I didn't want to interrupt.
thought you. Oh, that's fine. Well, that's great. Thank you. Hi, everyone. How was Thanksgiving?
Good. Good.
All right. So I got some nice messages from people for Thanksgiving. In particular, a couple of people being really appreciative of what they got in their classes, and that just fills my heart. So yeah, lots of thanks to give.
Is your
So
Photoshop class going to be online or is it going to be in person?
oh, in the spring,
Yeah.
I'm debating right now. They're all planned for in person. I can still switch to online. I have not made up my mind yet. It depends, I guess, on the virus. It depends on.
Oh, yeah. We got the new one now, huh?
Yeah, now we have a new one. I don't know how
Diana, I'm
it'll
waiting for
affect
the
us
one that
or not.
makes you young again. That's the one I want to catch.
I mean, if there's going to be viruses, why not have one that does that, right?
Right.
Why not? So we'll see. So yeah. So you know what I'm gonna say, I always say I'm gonna do it and I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna send out another survey trying to figure out what most of my students, at least the ones who have been active the last 6 months, feel about online or not. I have always said the only weird part about that is that it doesn't capture all the people who don't come. Most of the people who are online are happy being on. The part that I like about you being online is that you're working on your own computers, right? And that's kind of nice because then you see the problems and you fix your own problems versus on sample computers. Now, just so you know, those of you who have laptops, you're always welcome to bring them to the school and do the class using the laptop, right?
I see. Oh, you have to use their lot. Oh, okay.
But it used to be harder because then I'd have most people on school computers and then 2 or 3 laptops with their own issues, right? And then if I stopped to help people with their own issues, it was harder because the whole class would be sitting there. Here, you all have your own issues. So I can demo what I'm helping one person helps the other person. Versus in the actually someone who didn't like that, who didn't come anymore because I was supposedly spending too much time on one person's problem. But the way I see it is a lot of the times one person's problem, 80% of the time helps everyone else, right? Like there's some things that don't help others, but there's always someone else who gets helped. But in school, if I help you with your own little computer, no one else is seeing what I'm helping you do. Everyone's only seeing what I have on screen. And so then it does become more time spent talking to one person with no one else getting anything out of it. So that's when it becomes harder to say, I can support you on your computer. What I say is do most of the stuff on the school computer in parallel, do it on your own. And then if you have questions, I can give you a hand. That way it's easier to follow the class. So, I don't know. We didn't know that there was this option. Now that we know there's this option, suddenly it's like, which one's better, right?
But the other benefit of online is that you can record the class.
Yeah.
So we can go back and review it, or if we miss it, we
Mm-hmm.
don't miss it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest, I think, benefit to people.
Yeah.
Personally, I think for all these, but yesterday, talking about meeting people on my walk, it's funny, this Thanksgiving, I've met people in quite a few different students in a few different places. I didn't even know that, Bill, that you were in that breakwater. But I've met a couple, and yesterday I was doing this hike, and I met some people who used to come to my classes who haven't come since we've been online, and we were chatting and whatnot. And they said, yeah, we're waiting for them to go back to in person. And I thought, yeah, well, there you go. There's both sides, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Yolanda. Hi, everyone. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen. This one, no, this screen. All right. So remember that last week, it's funny, the rest of my classes skipped last week. We didn't take classes. You're the only ones who got last week. Well, you and the credit class. But for everyone else, it's going to be 2 weeks ago. So you guys continued. So last week, we began to talk about mail. Well, more importantly, we began to talk about setting up your accounts in your computer so that then you can choose which accounts you want to use or not use. And then I showed you in mail how to see either all your emails at once or one at a time, right? And then I always have been trying to show you that same thing, but on your phone. So my homework to you guys had been to go and install any other accounts that you have in your computer and or your phone, and then choose to turn them on or off at will. For example, I leave my email for my junk mail off all the time. I don't see those come in. That's the whole point of having a junk mail, to not have to see all of the ads and things come in. But I hope you understood the distinction between junk mail and spam. The Mac computer is very good at filtering out the spam, the kind of stuff that's completely unrequested and that's trying to trick you into clicking on something that will maybe give you viruses, that kind of stuff that's really, really questionable, where you see that it comes from, your bank, and you check the email and it's definitely not from your bank, that kind of thing. That's spam. That's scary, bad stuff. And then there's junk mail, like what you get when you open your mailbox, right? Stores, things, just people wanting to sell you stuff. That's junk, but as opposed to spam. Get the difference there? Spam is scary and bad, and you really don't want to touch that stuff. Junk mail, you probably don't want to get it much. And so by filtering, whenever commercial people ask me for emails, I just give them my Yahoo email, and then all my junk or my subscriptions or my ads or my coupons and all that kind of stuff go into that junk mail. And every now and then, the other day, precisely, I was giving you the example of Michael's, and yesterday my son wanted to get some art supplies. I haven't been to Michael's in 2 years. And I opened up my junk mail, looked for the latest coupon, and we went and I got 20% off on the thing he bought, because, hey, that I did subscribe to Michael's, and they do come into my junk mail, but I don't have to see them all the time. Okay, so that's my point of having an active email that I don't need to check all the time, but that whenever I really need it, I can get to it. Okay, so those are my actual examples of mail. I'm opening up my mail here in my computer, and although here I called it, bad mail or whatever, that's the one that's my junk mail, as in stuff that I might at some point want or not, versus let's see if anything has accumulated in my actual junk. This here is
You put your bills in junk mail too?
my bills. That would be kind of dangerous. So no bills in my junk mail. But this is my iCloud. And this is stuff that last week I deleted, or this is the one that I deleted. Okay, I deleted one of these. This is the one I had deleted the junk. This is it. I deleted the junk mail with you guys. I deleted my junk mail from my Yahoo. And here I come today again, and in my junk mail of Yahoo, I have 43 more things. And this I deleted a few days ago, remember? Here we go. This, if I look at the dates, they came, I think I left one or two so that I could have something here as an example, and it's these two. But from 11/24, right? So last time we met was, what was it? 11/22, I believe was Wednesday. 22, 23, 24. So this is all, look at all of the stuff that got filtered out by Mac for me from just 3 days ago. This is the kind of stuff that I avoid having in my inbox by having given all these people, or the people who from it got sold to, that email instead of the emails that I do want to receive. Okay, so I highly recommend doing that. And again, there's some that I'll recognize that I probably signed up for at some point. I think here I just saw the Michaels one drive by. And I know I signed up for that one. I don't know where it was. And then the others that are, so a banking survey, Chase Bank questionnaire. Well, ding, I don't have a Chase account, but what if I did? So I know it's junk, it's spam. But what if I had a Chase Bank? And I look at it and yeah, well, does it look too fake? This one actually looks fake. There's others that look really good. This one even looks fake. Okay, so I don't even have a question about it. But then when you go reply to faithfilledfeast.com, that's definitely not from Chase. But there's others that look really good. I don't know, Rewards or Walgreens. I don't have a Walgreens. I mean, I guess there's one in Goleta. I don't live in Goleta. But whenever they send you rewards and stuff like that, and you need to look at who is sending it and stuff like that. Okay. Did anyone thus, oh, okay, so here's a Michael's coupon. Now, when I look at this and I see who sent it, it's for emdeals@michaels.com. This is from Michaels, okay? I just happen to have put those in the junk because I normally don't want them. Great. But if you do want them, then you just move them to your inbox, and then it stops being, it stops going automatically into the junk. Okay. Did anyone have any questions that worked or didn't work, or things that you want to ask around this stuff? Yes.
When you said you would put the Michaels into your regular in basket, does that from that point on mean that every Michaels thing will go to your in basket, or will it still go back to the bad Yahoo?
Well, no.
How would they know?
Good point. Good point. So let me go get that one. This is my Yahoo mail, which is already what I consider my junk mail.
Right.
But there's junk that inside of this email, inside of my Yahoo bad mail, there's stuff that I've asked for. Like, I don't want to be receiving stuff from Facebook all the time, but they're sending it to me. So I give them this one and stuff like that. Right.
Right.
I actually have my Amazon account and Yahoo. I should change it at some point because that's not really junk, especially this time of year. It seems like at some point I signed up for Universal or Hollywood Studios. Who knows? Eons ago, we went there once. Maybe they asked us for email. So yeah, I do remember going to Universal eons ago. And at some point they asked me for my email, and I probably gave them my Yahoo mail. So here it is. So I legitimately am on it, versus I have no idea who Warby Parker promo is. So this is, I got somehow into their list. And if actually I look, shinytinyhouse.com, this should have been junked because this isn't even probably from them. They're probably, if I click on them, it's probably you know, junk as in spam. But this is people that got my address. Now, Mac, the Apple, decided some of these were truly spam and it automatically sent them to my junk. And for some reason, Michael's, this has been sent to my junk of my Yahoo. So if I decide Michael's is not junk within Yahoo, it's fine. I can right click and move it to the inbox, but it goes into the inbox. It was from 11/27 of my Yahoo, which is still my junk mail. It's not like it goes into, you know what I mean? It's, I've given them this address. And so if I look at 11/27 right now, for the date of 11/27, it should be in here now. There it is, Michael's, one of these, right?
Okay,
So
yeah,
now this, so now this is truly Michael's, but normally, other than this one where I'm giving you this example, but in my regular life, what I do is I have this option turned off. When I go to my internet accounts, in my Yahoo Mail, I have this off.
Huh?
I have that off. Okay,
Yeah, I bought.
Debbie, I'm silencing you. Okay, so I turn this off right there. So if you see in my normal time days in my normal life, I don't check my Yahoo. Does that make sense?
yeah,
I don't bother checking it. There's nothing there except for now because I'm teaching you and I'm using it as a teaching, but in my other computer where I don't have it on. But if at some point, like yesterday, I decide that I would like to get a coupon from Michael's, all I had to do is come in, turn on mail, go to Yahoo, search for Michael's, find it, get the coupon, which is what I did yesterday. And then when I'm done, I can just turn it off again. So it's useful to me, but it's not in my face every day because rarely, if ever, do I really want something from here. Okay, does that make sense?
yeah. How did you know to look? It was just because your son asked about.
I know that I know that Michael sends coupons every day.
Oh,
And my
okay,
son said, I need to go get, so he's wanted some
okay,
stuff that paints on clothes, markers
Sure.
or whatever
Okay.
that paints on clothes. I thought, well, try Art Essentials. He biked there back, said they don't have it. So then I have to drive him to Michael's. So I said, okay, later tonight I'll drive you to Michael's. And so I went and got the coupon first. And yeah, we got a discount. So why not, right?
yeah, so you knew that you.
But
had given
because
them-
I know that Michael's is there, that's it, you know, anyway,
Okay.
that's my explanation for that. I
Good,
just
thank
knew
you.
that it was there.
Okay.
And in general, any shopping thing, like in my regular mail, I don't get emails about commercial shopping discounts, stuff like that, because I don't give them my real email. I give them my Yahoo Mail. So if I'm going to look for coupons for anything or anyone, I'll do that. And if I start getting some, it's because my name got on some list and I, you know, or something like that, but I don't get regular coupons for shopping and stuff like that in my regular email. I don't shop that much enough to need them in my email all the time. Why would I want to see them all the time? The day I need or want something, I can go check and see if there's a coupon hanging around available. Anyway, so that's kind of how I divide things.
Could you tell me, Deanna, as a follow-on, can you tell me how you did the Yahoo under junk? You know, under your category of junk? How did you make it there and just not your regular in basket?
I don't. When I turn it on, there's my regular in basket. Okay, so
Oh.
here's the inbox. Here's my
Right.
inbox of all my emails put together. If I
Right,
check only my Yahoo, here's my Yahoo. Same with
Right.
junk. This is all my junk put together. If I open it up, this is my Yahoo junk.
oh,
This
okay.
is my pipeline junk. This is
Yeah,
my
I'm a little
iCloud junk.
slow.
I can,
Thank
no,
you.
that's fine. Each one of these receives something that the Apple considers junk. And this is what Apple considered junk. I need to check these two more because I only give real people these two emails.
Yeah,
So this, I know that I'll have, and I do have tons of junk all the time. Plus the ones that I've sent there. I also have like what Apple considers junk. But when I go to Pipeline, I might, sometimes I find, the other day I found a student answer here. Remember that I saved it? That's for some reason Apple considered junk. So I checked it and before I deleted it. And then same with the iCloud, like I'd have to really look in here and go, yeah, some of these look like things I decided to send to junk because I didn't want to hear about Uber Eats all the time. I should grab Uber Eats and just go someday to Uber Eats website with time and tell them to get me off their mailing list. Somehow I got on it when I signed up for an Uber account because I needed for an Uber, and I got onto that, and I need to turn it off. Like, I know it's not junk, that Apple isn't gonna like junk it because it's from a real, account, but I don't want to see it all the time. So what I need to do is change it and tell them not to send me stuff. On the other hand, if you ever do take an Uber, you'll get accounts and stuff like that. So I need to give them my real email address. So I give them my real email address, and that's why they have it. But I would need to sign off on all their newsletters and all that kind of stuff, because somehow I didn't, right? So that's the difference. So I'll check these before I delete it in case there's something important there for me.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know. The other day I started getting this one. This started arriving about 2 weeks ago. Command Cooking. I don't know how I ended up in this, but this isn't junk as in it's bringing me viruses. It's someone who's trying to get me to sign up to their recipes and stuff like that. But I have no idea where it came from. So someone got my email and sold it to some list and whatever. So this one I need to go but see, I wouldn't click on, I would go to commandcooking.com, and in there, probably there'll be something to unsubscribe from stuff, right? And so I'll do it that way whenever I have some time. I just don't bother doing it. I just send it straight. When I don't have time, I just tell it to go to junk. And then after that, my computer knows to send that to junk each time it arrives. But once I do that too often, then my junk here starts getting full. It's better to not get it, right? Than to keep sending it to junk. So that's it. Okay. Questions that you might have about trying to do any of this? I see a hand, Jeannie.
Yes, Deanna, I think maybe you just answered it, but if you're not certain if something is spam, is it safe to actually open the thing and just read it without clicking on anything?
Yeah, if I were to just not click exactly, just click on this, right?
Yeah.
And check who it's coming from and read it like this, nothing happens. But don't you dare click on any of this.
Right.
Because if I click on any of this stuff, it opens up into the internet. That's when it becomes active. But just simply clicking and reading, that's not a problem. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if I click on Walking Co, whatever, it's just an ad and I don't need to do anything about it. This is not the kind that's scary, because I actually remember signing up. I bought my mom some shoes here when she was here. So, and that last time she was here was 3 years ago now. So can you see how once you get on the list, you keep getting stuff, right? So here we have, if I were to click on any of these, I know because I've checked on this, that this is real and that it would take me to their website for their discount. So this would be safe to do. But if it's something that you have no idea, and I have no idea what word thirst is, like I've never signed up for this. Doesn't mean that they're not real. mgwordthirst.com, many times it makes sense, but some kind of word game. I have no idea. The last thing I would do is to click on any of these, because it even tells you it's an advertisement, but it gives you the choice to unsubscribe. And the way I see it, unsubscribing from here, that at first we used to tell people to do, now this is not a good idea, because then they know that you're an active. It's like, oh, there's a warm body on the other side of this email. It's a good one. Let me send even more spam to this person, right? So yeah, but as long as you don't click on stuff, now I'm going to go ahead and move it to junk. And hopefully next time I get anything from Word, the ones that are here aren't going to go. Like I had 2, right? I'm going to send it to junk. Hopefully the next time something from that word thirst comes in, it'll go straight to junk, because I have marked it as, oh, this is junk, right? So anyway.
So if you send it to delete or to the trash, you would not know the next time they sent it in. It wouldn't go to junk. Is that why you do it to junk first?
It came into my regular Yahoo
Right.
email, which
Right.
I hand on, somehow got sold. Now that I've sent it to junk, next time something comes in from Word Thirst, hopefully Apple knows and it goes straight to junk. So I don't even see it in here.
But
Not
if
that it-
you, yeah, but if you send it to trash rather than to junk,
Oh, yeah,
it
if
would-
I send it to trash, the next one that comes in into my Yahoo inbox.
okay, thank
But
you.
by sending it to junk, you begin to train the computer that that's junk. Now, that said, here's a Chick Place reward, which before I told you was junk, because I found one in junk, and here's one that didn't go to junk. So goatwrestling.com. Uh, So now I'll move to junk. And if I do that in time, what's this? I don't know. Tara Morris Highline. Get your totas. I have no idea what this is. Like, I've never seen this. Oh, Highline. Okay. You know what Highline is? I went to New York. Remember I went to New York in the summer? The Highline is this thing in New York. And I do remember that I downloaded an app to navigate the Highline, like how to, what are the viewpoints and stuff like that. Just an app that while I was in New York, I used. And
Oh.
so what email did I give them? I wanted to use it in New York. So what email did I give them? I gave them my Yahoo mail, because I know that I don't want to see this in my regular life anymore. By downloading that app, I used it while I was in New York. I deleted the app when I left New York. I did great, but guess what? Now I'm getting ads to that junk mail. Aren't I happy and glad that I gave it to my junk mail? Because there it is. I didn't even know what it was. No, this is real. This is from Highline, but you know, I won't use it anymore. So, okay, but that's what I do. If I go to places and I have to sign up to stuff that I want once, I have an email to give them. I use it. And if I ever go back to New York and I want to go back to the Highline and there's some kind of a gift or something like that, I don't ever see myself using this again. So I can, yeah, unsubscribe. But this is just because I downloaded their app. See, but when you download, they ask you to put in an email to activate, and that's, I don't give it. So don't give your regular email to those kind of things. Or your email becomes full of stuff. All right.
Or they ask you for your phone number too. That's dangerous.
Oh yeah, I never give my phone number out. I give a fake number. I have a number that I had eons ago when I first came to this country. Poor person, whoever has that number, because I give them that one. Anyway, Deanna, on my filtered junk, when I tap and read it, is it called downloading and hit my computer? Yolanda, you had the same question. No, just reading it doesn't infect your computer. Ideally, if it goes straight to junk, you don't even have to read it, so you don't even have to question it. Like, I know that these are real. This, I have no idea what it is. Shrink stomach, and it comes from High Moment All Dedicate. I have no idea what this is, so that I would send to junk. Hopefully next time something like that comes, it goes straight to junk. Versus Michael's, it stays in my inbox of my junk email. Right? Or Wired from the magazine Wired. This is stuff that I do use. Anyway, stuff that I might, or Target, you know, again, they have this one. And if I ever go to Target, I guess I can come here and look for a coupon and stuff. But anyway, normally I don't. And so all I need to do is just not see it. Okay. If I ever need to go to Target to buy something, I'll know to go to my junk mail to see for coupons. All right. But hold on, but if in here I'm also getting junk, those are the ones I'd like to go to this junk, to the actual junk, because I do have, so to say, real things in my Yahoo email, as I said, that I you know, my mom's, my plan is I keep this one on. She really likes a certain brand of shoe here. If I go back to Argentina, maybe if she wants me to get her a shoe, I can come here and get a coupon. So I'm not going to send it to junk, because those shoes really work for her. But you know, and it doesn't bug me either. Whenever I come here, I see one a month. It's not like they blast me. So this is a useful way to have a junk email versus a scary one. Okay. One more question that's online. Why is it that they already unsubscribed to one that I actually subscribe? And if they said that within several 7 days, it'll be subscribed, months later, they actually did not remove. Yeah, they don't want to lose you as a customer, Yolanda. I've done that. I've unsubscribed to things and I'm like, God, it still keeps coming. At some point, you can just send it to junk if truly that keeps happening. I am subscribed from something. The other day I noticed, like a month ago, I went and I did some unsubscribes. I spent some time doing that and I noticed that I'm still getting some stuff. I'm like, please respond. Bad customer service. What can I say? Anyway, All right, so
Wait,
one more,
just-
Patricia.
Just
What?
want to follow this up. So, no, I forgot what I was going to ask. So when you delete, no, when you remove it, do you just say delete or do you choose move to
No,
when
if I
you already
just,
unsubscribe and
if I
then-
delete this, if I go to Walking Co and delete it, right? It sends it to trash. So if I go to trash
oh,
and I go here, there it is. I just put it in trash, right? But
okay,
next time something comes back from Walking Co, it'll come back in because all I did is trash it. And thus all I do is it's going to keep coming in, keep coming in. If there's something that you're receiving that is truly junk, right, that you don't want anymore. What's this? Hello Fresh. I don't want Hello Fresh anymore. I don't even know. Plant Breed Shop. I don't know if this is real or not, but I don't want this anymore. So once I call it junk, I'm going to right click and say move to junk. The
Okay.
first thing I do is I move it to junk instead of deleting it, right? What I'm doing is I'm labeling it junk so that next time something from that breedplant.com arrives, it goes straight into junk.
okay,
It doesn't pop into my inbox. So
Okay.
you're training it. Now, once it's in junk, I can go in here and I can delete all this stuff.
okay,
Okay.
all right,
Now, from the trash. So I can go into Yahoo and delete now I just called Word Thirst junk and I just called Hello Fresh junk and I just called Shrink Stomach junk. So hopefully the next time any of these come into my inbox,
okay,
they will all just bypass my inbox and go straight to junk. It's still
Okay.
up to me to go to the junk and delete the junk, right? Now, you can automatically set your junk to delete itself or your trash to delete itself after a certain amount of time. So I'm going to show you that in a minute, but first I want to show you some more positives like creating mailboxes and smart boxes and stuff like that. And then we're going to go into the preferences, all right? So it's different to have it in the junk. It's still not in the trash. Why do I not trash it directly? Because trashing it directly doesn't avoid it getting back into my inbox. Marking it junk means that Apple goes, ooh, she said this was junk. Next time you get something from them, it goes straight into the inbox, into the junk. And I don't have to bother
Okay.
seeing it. Even when I go do check for a Michaels or a Target coupon that I do know that I want to have, or YouTube or stuff that I do want. I don't know why I'm in Italy tourism. For somehow I ended up in ArcticBlueDiamonds.com. I don't know what this is, so I'll send that to junk. And so next time I get something from them, that should hopefully go to junk. Sometimes you need to do it a few times before it figures that out. Okay. No, I haven't yet, Marcia, gone into emails, file or folder, so hold on to that. Let me get, Patricia, your hand has been up for a while.
Yes, maybe this is a lesson for everybody. What I did, I highlighted the junk, but then by mistake, I highlighted the other side, which is my inbox, important, everything, and then I delete it. Right click, delete it, and everything deleted. And I thought, you know, maybe I'm going to, it is going to be safe and regular my Gmail account, but no, it deleted on my Gmail account also.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the pipeline is saved. Well, those are important because are my classes. But it was one in there that it was very, very important. So it's deleted forever.
Good point. Good point you brought up. Let me explain. Once you bring your stuff in here, this isn't, it's just like the cloud. Remember I taught you about the cloud. If you have a file that you see it in here and it's in the cloud and you delete it from your computer, it deletes from the cloud and it deletes from your phone as well, right? Like I said, if I meet Yolanda on the beach and she gives me a new phone number because she's moved and I add it in my phone and it goes up in to the cloud and it goes to my computer. So the old phone is gone, right? So the cloud works that way. So this works that way too. If you have an email here that you're reading, your Gmail, and you delete it from here, it also deletes from your Gmail. It deletes from everywhere. I mean, you're reading your email. If you delete it on your phone, it deletes from here. If you delete from Gmail, okay? If you're on your phone reading your Gmail, but Patricia is basically saying she thought that she could get rid of it from here, but still have it in her Gmail. No, this is connected to your account. It's just a different way to read it, a different way to see it, but it's not disconnected. There was a way in the past, and I haven't done it in a while. Once a student asked me, she wanted to have it deleted here, but not from her Gmail. And we found a way to it was a bit gimmicky. And I think we found a way to have it stay in her account if she went to gmail.com, but to delete it from here so she didn't have to see it here. Yeah, I think it's much easier to just know, if you delete it, you delete it. If you don't delete it, you don't delete it, you know. I don't, because then what do you want? Go back? Like, you've already trashed, so you already read it, you've already dealt with it, you've already answered it. Then you go and see it somewhere else and it's there again. And you go, what did I do to this one? Did I read it? Is it a new one? You know, it seems complicated. It seems like trying to keep, which one was the real phone number that Yolanda gave me, this one or that one? Same with these emails. What's the right address for the invitation? Was it the one that she sent me earlier, the one that she sent me later? I don't know, because I deleted this one. Did I not delete that? You know, I personally think that would be too confusing. But anyway, that's a point of view. But Patricia says that she did delete the stuff thinking that she'd find it up there, and she didn't. And she's warning you because she missed out. Now, you did say your pipeline though did stay, which is
my
bizarre.
pipeline was saved, which is good. And the other one,
But that's weird, because if I delete a pipeline thing from here, it deletes from my Gmail. So I don't know what settings you might have, because you might have changed the settings. It's possible that you can change those settings, but it's not normal. Normally, if I go to pipeline and I delete this one from here, it will get deleted, okay, from up there. And what I mean by up there is if I go to pipeline, sbcc.edu, Gmail, and check my email there, if I delete it from here, it should delete from there too. We can go check that right now. We can all go to our pipelines and send things or delete things and see how it works, because it should delete.
And in this case, I didn't delete it. It deleted everything in my regular mail, but the important, because I archive things. I label my classes and I put it in important. So maybe that's why it was saved that way.
Okay, so we'll talk about archives and stuff like that in a minute, and that makes a difference. So here's, when you go into SBCC and you sign in, right there it says email. Okay, I've always sent you to student resources, and that's where you get Google Drive and all that. Right up there, always you have email. If you click on this email, this is your pipeline email going online to search for your email. Okay, so right here, if I delete it, so I have, here's pipeline, right? So here I have, I don't need this one anymore, DSPS reminder. And there it is, it's this DSPS reminder. Okay, and I don't know how long it'll take if I delete it from one side or from the other for it to update, but I'm gonna go ahead and delete it from here. So this is my mail. I'm gonna trash it. I was wondering, yeah.
Delete.
Yeah. I was wondering if it, okay, I don't know if it'll, when I send it to trash, if it considers, since it's not truly deleted, it's just in my trash. If I refresh this, so here it is, this is the one. Does it do it automatically? There, it's gone. See? And if I look in the trash over here, pipeline, it is in my pipeline trash. And if I go look in my trash over here, where's my trash? Trash. There it is. It's in my trash online.
I didn't think
Okay.
the Longmire last night was very good.
So, Debbie, I'm muting you again. So anyway, you see how there it is? It's in the trash in my Gmail because I put it in the trash from here. That's how it should work. Does that make sense, you guys? So I'd like you guys to, since you all do have your pipeline there, and you have the reminder that I sent you this morning, if you all go to your pipeline, so everyone on the side, go and open your SBCC, sign up to your pipeline, go to your email, and then in there you'll see your school email. And then here, and it looks a bit different. I have it set up differently visually than the regular email. Go there and you'll see the email that I sent you this morning saying this is the Zoom link for today. You don't need it yet. You'll get another one on Wednesday. Go ahead and delete that from this pipeline, right? From the mail, and then see if it deletes from the other one, because that's what it should be doing. So Patricia, test it, especially yourself who said it didn't delete, so that we can see it's because you archived it or not.
Yes, Diana, I found them on the trash from but only from the pipeline. Yeah.
Okay.
So I recover everything, but only the pipeline.
Okay. Bill, your question?
Just if you are going to eliminate or trash the things in your account that you're, I'm sorry, I've been sitting here thinking about it. If you're trashing or you're deleting the things in your junk mail, you're sure that it's still going to be sent to junk mail. Is Apple going to continue to monitor that?
Yeah, supposedly, yes. I mean, I delete every now, I guess a ton of stuff ends up in my Yahoo trash. So I just go ahead and delete this all the time. And next time I come, most of these, like once you put it in junk, right? You mean if I take it out of junk and put it in the trash, will it recognize it? And I would say yes. See, here I have FedEx client reward from yesterday has gone into junk. And I know that I deleted my emails. I know that I emptied these out last class in front of you guys, right? And now this one is still going to junk. All of these are still in junk. So just taking them out of, I don't want to accumulate 2,000 things in junk for Apple to know. Once I've called it junk, in some register, that email is considered junk now. And the worst thing that ever happened to me that was in pipeline, in my actual pipeline account, once I was trying to archive things, I'll tell you about archive in a minute. And I archived a bunch of important emails, but I pressed the wrong link and I actually junked them. And I didn't notice. And then for a few months, people kept going, didn't you get my email? I'm like, no, I don't have your email, whatever, until I finally figured out with one person that every one of those emails from that one person were going to my junk, because I had said junk for all those important ones. And it was horrible. It took me a while to untrain. It took me a while of saying not junk, not junk, not junk to all of these people's emails before I began to get things the right way again. So it stays in some kind of memory that Apple has. I don't know, that email is now considered junk, right?
What about the difference between delete and trash?
Okay, there is no difference. It's different words for the same thing. So if I say, okay, I don't need this one anymore, and I just delete it. So say that I go to Wired Deals and I right click and say delete. There's no word trash here. There's just the word delete. Okay.
Right.
And this one is the 4:05 a.m. from today. So if I say delete, it goes into the trash. See, here it is. Wired
Thank
Deals.
you.
That's all. It's no difference. Now, once it's in the trash, you can now empty your trash. I can either select them all and empty them, or I can right click this box and I can just erase all the deleted items, and or I can erase all the junk mail. Okay, so junk mail are these the Apple has selected and made yellow. Apple put them there. These I put in the trash. These I deleted. So this is my trash, you guys. This is my trash. Okay. Apple decided that these were trash. See the yellow ones? that these were junk, sorry. Okay, Apple decided that. That's why they're yellow. And that's why how you can check in case you, if you, did they make any mistake? And I look at my junk and I look and I go, yeah, this is all supposed to be junk. Yeah, it's okay. It's supposed to be junk. Yeah, it's supposed to be junk. After a few, I figure out if there's some that you doubt, oh, I have AT&T, let me check. And you go over there, you go, oh, it's from bulletmy.com. That's definitely not AT&T, right? So sometimes you do question. So Rite Aid notification. Yeah, I go to Rite Aid. Where's it from? It's from ParadiseTeacherTrainings.com. So clearly check who they come from, right? So this is all junk. And this I put in, I deleted. I just deleted this one. Remember, it's an example that you asked me to delete. And I showed you how I deleted it. So when I go and empty my trash, I could either erase the deleted items or erase the junk mail. So I'm going to erase the junk mail. Are you sure you want to erase the messages in your junk mailbox, right? Which is that one, 37. And I'm going to say, yeah, erase. See? Oh, I shouldn't have erased those two. Okay, too late. I didn't want to erase the junk mail from those two. By doing that, I did a full-on erase, which that's okay. Normally, I try to check my pipeline and my cloud junk, but see, now they're gone. Because sometimes I might have made a mistake, but there you go. You can't retrieve that. Once you do an erase, it's gone. You can't retrieve it. Can't undo that. And now the trash, same thing. I can either delete the trash, which I'm going to do right now. Erase deleted items, or you want to erase deleted items. Erasing deleted messages as messages in mailbox permanently delete some. This action cannot be undone. Okay, it's warning you. So yeah, I'm going to now erase all my trash. So now I got rid of a ton of stuff between my junk and my trash. I have nothing in there anymore. And I had a ton of stuff in there. So that lightens it all up. Okay. All right. Jeannie, your question?
Oh, I was wondering if I were to delete bulk of my email in error like Patricia, could I recover it through the time machine backup?
Yes, actually you can. Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
You can go into your time machine backup and recover it. As long as it had been downloaded onto your computer, which is what this does, then yes. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. If we sign up accidentally twice to get emails from a company and we send one of the emails to junk, do you know if all the other email will go to junk? I've done that, by the way, and I don't know the answer to that, Marcia. Yeah, I know that I have two different signups for Target or for Michael's, one of those that I get in two different emails. And I don't know if I were to unsubscribe, go ahead and unsubscribe and tell me. I don't know. I don't know. You know what she's trying to say? Because sometimes you get, because the thing is who it comes from, not who it goes to, right? So if you junk it, if it comes into this email, right? And I junk something from Amazon here, and then I also get something from Amazon here, and will I still be getting it? I don't know. I don't know. So can't answer that one. Some things you just need to test. All right, guys. Now I'm gonna, no more questions. So now let's move forward with more learning. Did everyone sign into their school Gmail?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and grab an email if you don't have any there that you don't want, that's older. But if you do have one that you received that you want, like if you don't have any, at the worst case scenario, use the one that I sent you this morning. But go ahead and choose one from your pipeline in your Apple Mail, go ahead and right click and delete it, right? And then when you go here to your email, then go here and refresh. So here it is. It was this one that I deleted, SBCC University UC Personal Insight Questions. When I refresh, it's gone. Okay, it's gone from both. It went into the trash for both. All right. Just so that you can see how that works, and thus it should work that way for your other accounts. Okay, I'm going to minimize this one, and I'm going to just share only this account now, because I want to teach you some more stuff about mail. Oh, and now grab your phones. There you go. And open your phones. Let me share that first. I go to my, share my phone with you guys. Phones or iPads. Okay. And go to your mail over there. And I'm going to go to my mailboxes, my pipeline mail. And it's gone from here too. Now I'm going to grab another one. I'm going to grab this Sally Chua curbside hours during finals. Okay. I don't want this one anymore. Okay, so say that I don't want this one anymore, which I don't, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete it. And so I'm going to go over here in the phone and I'm going to push to the right. Oh, I have it set up differently in this phone. And you can click on more trash message. I have it set up for trashing in my other phone, but here I can just say trash this message. So Sally Chua has been deleted. So now when I go to share this screen, I don't see Sally Chua's is here either, but if I go into the trash, there it is. It's in the trash. And I just deleted it from my phone. Okay, you guys? And in my mail from Apple, it's in my phone. So it works from my phone. So if I know that I've dealt with this email once, I've dealt with it, no matter if I dealt with it on my computer or on my phone. Or if I deleted it from my account, which many times I do sit on the Gmail when I'm working with my credit students. I'm sitting there in my pipeline email and I'm looking at their emails from there. So no matter when, wherever I receive it, whatever I do with it gets replicated all across the places that I can read that email. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah, it was deleted on my phone also.
Yeah. So did it work for you guys? You went and deleted an email from your phone pipeline? And if not, if you couldn't do that, ask me and I'll show you again how to do that. Okay. No one seems to be, either you didn't do it or you had no problems because no one's speaking up. So I'll move on. Okay. So back to my email. All right. So up until now, we've talked about how to have, how you can have under the inbox more or less things. Let me just show you something. If I'm going to share again the whole screen because, well, I'll show you these two things at the same time. There we go. I'm going to show those two things. So now I'm showing you my internet accounts at the same time that I'm showing you my mail. So if I were to turn off my mail here per pipeline, see how it disappeared from the inbox there from pipeline? All I did was want to not see it. I turn off mail from Yahoo. I turn it off from there too. So this is what controls what I see or not. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
So I control it from here. Now I'm down to only one email. And so when I go to the inbox, I do not have little arrows here anymore. So if you only have one email address, then there's no arrows. The reason, I'm going to turn this one on again. Now I have a little arrow that I can open and close is if you have more than one. Okay. So when you only have one, then you're just looking at that inbox. That's all you're looking at. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this one on again and turn this one on again. I just wanted to show you what those little arrows are. So it's possible that you've only trashed or junked something from only one of these, then you wouldn't have the three, right? You would have only one, or if you only trash things from one of them, then you would only have one. So these are going to appear only if needed. Now, over here in the pipeline account, I showed you also that we turned on the contacts, the calendars, and the notes, remember? So remember that, because this is the same. When we get to open these three apps, you'll see that you can turn on or off to see the contacts only from one account or from two accounts, the notes from one account, from two accounts. So this is exactly the same, okay? From Yahoo, I chose to only see mail. So if I go to contacts, I will only see my pipeline and my iCloud accounts, but not my Yahoo ones, because I will not have that turned on. Does that make sense? So you control from, and what this is the internet accounts right there in your system preferences. That's where this is. Okay, this is where you add or delete any accounts that you have. It's from your system preferences, internet accounts. And here's where you make those choices. Okay, Sarah?
Yeah, I have a question. It's back a couple steps. It's when you went to the pipeline account and swiped to the left, from right to left.
Yeah.
The only option I got was to delete, whereas on my regular email, when I swipe like that, I get an option to flag it or to move it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Let me, I have it set up. This phone is a sample phone again, and I have it different. So you can change what the swipe to the left or right does. But right now I went to go ahead and delete something on this one, and I swipe left, and I only get the choices for flag or archive. I swipe right, and it tells me that it's been read. And none of those give me a quick, oh, I didn't mean to do that. None of those give me quick access to deleting them. So what let me go for one that I don't need. Hold on, I don't want to start losing ones that I do need. Let me go a bit further down where I have some old ones. Here. So over this one, if I keep going, if I don't stop and I keep going left, like, oh, what's going to happen is this choice, the archive. It's going to archive. I'll tell you about archive in a minute. And in this case, I've had to click on that more to find the trash, right?
Oh.
So that's where I found it. But you can change that. And in my real phone, I actually have set it that if I do that, I trash. If I do this, I archive. So actually, you can change those settings in your phone to see what happens when you do right or left. Yeah, so I don't see the quick trash here. The choice is archive. But if you go to more, then here you can do different things to this email. That's where you would find those choices, the different choices. I think by default, since this phone is the one that I haven't set differently, this is probably the default choices for the pipeline account. I'm not sure if I go to SBCC teacher, which is a different account. If I do that, yeah, this is the default setting. Okay, I don't see anywhere. This is default setting for Gmail, because I don't see the trash anywhere. How I have changed that, I believe in the preferences, the system preferences. You go to mail, mail. You go to accounts, you go to say SBCC teacher. No, there's a place here where you decide. I'd have swipe options. Here we go, swipe options. And so swipe left gives me a flag, or swipe right mark as red. But if instead I want swipe left instead of flagging, I want it to do something else, or swipe right, it can delete, none, move message, archive. It doesn't give me the choice to delete, interestingly enough. Go to my iCloud. It doesn't give me the choice to delete, but I know that in my other phone, when I swipe left, it trashes. So I don't know why this one's not giving me the choice. Do you guys get, any one of you guys get the choice to swipe left or swipe right?
No.
Quickly access features like trash, flag, and archive by swiping list items to the left. But it's not giving me the choice to trash. You have to do what I did, which is to go into those little dots. That's weird. In my other phone, I just swipe left and I have a big red thing that says trash.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Can't. I don't know.
I'll try some Google research on that.
Yeah, if I connect, I have my other phone right here, and yeah, when I swipe left, I just get a trash choice.
Yeah.
So I don't know right now. No, I have it for swipe. I put the trash on swipe right, actually. I just tested it on my other phone and I put the trash on swipe right. Okay, I'm gonna share again my regular email. And now what we're gonna talk about is there's a few other things here that you guys might or not have. So I have VIPs, flagged, drafts, sent, junk, trash, and archive. I don't expect most of you to have all of these things. Look at that. At 9:57, while we've been teaching, after I deleted everything, something else arrived into my junk, and it went into my junk of my junk mail. So it's Apple doing its thing for me without me having to do anything. It's just putting things in the junk. Now, what are these things, and what are all these other boxes that I have down here, and what are these things called smart mail boxes? Like, what's all this stuff that I have here? Okay, so now you do or not have here things according to, I'm going to hide all this. These three things are each one of those three accounts. So here I have iCloud, here I have iCloud, here I have Yahoo and Pipeline, here I have Yahoo and Pipeline. So here is just the inbox for iCloud. Under here is my VIP. I'll show you VIPs, flag for each one of the accounts. If I go into iCloud and say, see everything, then here are different mailbox that I have set up for iCloud. And this is what you might or not have at this point. Here's my Pipeline mailboxes. I don't think I have any for Yahoo. I guess these are some basic ones that Yahoo has. Okay, so what are these mailboxes? There's two kinds. There's the ones that I create, right? So I put certain things in these mailboxes by hand. So say that these are emails from a Mac student, and in maybe, so let's assume I'm going to go to Pipeline, and maybe I got something from a student. Let me go to something that I've already dealt with from a student down here. I haven't been, so here's a student, right? So say that I'm done with it, but I want to keep it for some reason. It's really important to me. I got a thank you for something in specific from a student this weekend that really moved me. So I want to keep that one, right? So for some reason or not, I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it to that Mac student box, right? And this one is a sample one. I didn't really need to keep that one. So what did I just do? I took it out of my inbox. Sorry, I've got my mouse that keeps giving me that. You can also, as you can see, do right, swipe right or swipe left and up here. I wasn't trying to do that, but so when I did that, I took it out of my inbox and I put it in here. If I go to Mac Student now, then there it is. Okay, so these are samples because I don't actually use this one. When I really want to save something, I save it somewhere else. But this is from some other time that I taught this, obviously in July when I taught this. Now here I have. Okay, so if I go to my Pipeline and I look for another student, here's another student one that I want to save. Look, here it says Joyce, here it says Student Senate. Those are the ones above and below it. I take this one, I put it in Max Student. It's gone. There I have Joyce and Student, and the one that is gone. So I've taken it out of my inbox. It's gone from my inbox. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's lightening up my inbox, but it isn't lightening up the entire weight of my computer emails because I still have it. I just put it somewhere else. So, and here's Joni Perez and here's Henrietta's. Okay. That's what this is. It's moving it out and putting it somewhere else. So now it's out of my inbox. I am storing it, so to say, for the future, but in an organized kind of place, right? Now, in this case, I have to do it by hand. You can create folders here for stuff. So how do we do that? Let's go to this little account. Let's just do this for Pipeline. And then when you hover over this, you'll see a little plus sign. And now you can make a new mailbox. So maybe let's make a mailbox for, you guys can delete these later, right? But let's call these for Diana's classes. Emails. I don't know. You can have one for any other teacher's classes, or you can have one about handouts and you only do story. I don't know what. I'm going to make an email. I'm going to make a folder. And there it is. Here's my Diana's classes folder. Okay. So it popped in under, I have so many here that I've done just for test for teaching. I keep putting them in here as teachings, right? In Diana's classes now, I'm going to go to Pipeline, and whenever I see an email from me, so for example, here I have a Zoom link for today's class, and in the future, you guys can put one that I send you, you can put it in there. So next time that you need to sign into class, you don't need to check your fresh emails. You just go to Diana's classes and you can always click and you'll always see there the link, right? So it's always available for you and you don't need to kind of depend on whether you got it this morning. You can at any time go find it. That's an example. Or if the new schedule of classes came in, stuff that you're waiting to sign up for, whatever, this is an example. Now in real life, for your real account, you can have things that came from your family or things that came from a certain person in your family or things that came. What kind of emails would you like to keep? Maybe you have someone who handles your finances and you want to keep all the emails related to tax information or receipts. Whenever, you know how now you can go to a store and ask for receipts for stuff to be sent by email. Have you ever had that question asked to you when they say, do you want me to print out a receipt or do you want me to send it by email? Right. So if it's something that's a business expense, it's so easy to say, oh, just email it. And then you just come in here and you just have a folder with receipts. And so if this were to be, say that I just got a receipt from someone, I can just drag it out and put it in my receipts folder, say that this was that. And then at the end of the year, I grab all my receipts and use those to figure out my taxes, right? Or things from doctors, prescription, ways to use, whatever. I don't know what you get by email that you might want to keep. If there's anything you want to keep, that's what you do. You make a mailbox to keep it. Okay. Give me an idea of mailboxes that you thought of that might work for you or that you do use a lot to give other people ideas. What kind of mailboxes have you used? Those of you who have done this before that you use a lot. Does anyone?
I haven't been able to use it, but one of the reasons I want to have this ability is when like a doctor's office sends me a statement for services that were rendered, and then I need to collect all of those and submit it to the insurance company.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. If you get emails from one particular person, from one particular email, or for one particular series of emails, there's another way to do this, and that's a smart mailbox. So I'm going to teach you about that now.
Deanna, may I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
So you're saying that when we put an email from one of our inboxes into one of these special folders, then it's no longer in the inbox. Is that correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And did you, sorry, sometimes I get a little lost because you go so quickly, but Did
No problem.
thank you. Did you address the difference between putting it into a mailbox and archiving it?
No, not
Okay.
yet. I haven't talked about archiving.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. And also, I haven't talked yet about smart mailboxes. I'm just beginning the whole mailbox conversation right now. All I said is, if you make a mailbox with the name of something, then you can drag it in there. And in a way, that's archiving it, but the word archive has another meaning here. But
Thank you.
you're saving it in an organized way. So in my iCloud, for example, I have here in my iCloud, I have any emails I get from Argentina, or emails that come in from my business, or family emails, friends emails, my host students check. I have different folder. I actually don't use it so much anymore, but here's my taxes one. So whenever I used to be really religious about this, but not so much anymore. I'll tell you why, because I'm using, I actually do more smart boxes now, which I'll tell you about that now. But okay, let me show you again. So here I have SBCC. Within SBCC, I've established, for example, I have student email, great student feedback, so that I'm going to get that one that I just told you about that really moved me. I'll throw it in there. When some people email me whenever I send emails and say, take me off the list, you know, I give you an option. Oh, tell me if you don't want to get these anymore. I put those emails in here so that then I know, and I register and I take them off the list, et cetera, et cetera. So this is my SBCC emails that I stash and store. Does that make sense? Anything related to my kids, if it's important, like school emails from teachers or stuff like that, I stash them in there. So that's an example of how I use mail boxes. Now, that said, what you repeated is correct. Once you take them out of the inbox and move them out and stash them, the idea is that it empties out your inbox. Let me say something important. There is this way of being, such as if you are my husband, who lives by the norm called inbox zero, which is like a dream impossible to ever achieve for me. But I live with a person for whom that is a daily achievable. That is what he does with his life. And this is even when he was getting hundreds of emails a day for his job, where he just, anything that arrives, he either answers it. If it's so, it's done with, gets rid of it. If it's important, he archives it. If it doesn't archive it, he deals with it and takes it out of the inbox. So he either parts it in a mailbox or he deletes it. Thus his inbox is always, 1, 2, 3 deep, however deep, whatever e-messages arrive that day. It's frustrating and very, very attractive at the same time, because whenever I say, oh, remember we got a request for something or that, whatever, for Joaquin's class, can you go check the email? No, I don't have it anymore. He read it, delete. And I'm like, no, but what if I need to get it later? So I'll just do a search and there it is, because I haven't deleted it. So, opposites attract, right? Anyway, so basically, the goal of moving things into a mailbox is to be able to lighten up your inbox, to get rid of the stuff that's in your inbox. I have tried for years, and every now and then I go in and I say, oh, I have nothing to do today. Can I just go and have a great fun day, go for a hike? Or can I sit in front of my email box and organize my mailbox? You can imagine which one wins in my case, which is why my inbox has so much stuff. Hopefully you guys are a bit more.
Amen to that, Deanna.
Hopefully you guys are a bit more organized than me.
No, Diana, I'm like your husband.
You are, yes. I can tell when you said that you deleted everything. Yes, I know. And it's not a bad way to be either way, I want to say. It's just different. And my inbox will never be inbox 0. My husband's will never be more than like 10. I don't know. He gets frustrated if there's much more in there. That said, if you don't care about them moving out, then there's a couple of other ways to organize your stuff. One of them is, so anyway, did everyone make about, at least make one and put a thing in there or two? Okay, just to see about, you know, how you drag it out and it's not there anymore, but it'll be always there in your boxes. Now, if you instead make a smart mailbox, I find that these are really cool. Debbie, I'm gonna mute you again because I'm hearing noises in the background. So let me go ahead and make a smart mailbox. So over here, it says smart mailbox. If I say show, I have a few set up right now here. As you can see, one says today, and I think you all have that one. It's an automatic one, right? I believe. Do you all see under smart mailbox, you see something that says today?
Yes.
So if you click on this one that says today, it should, and I don't know why I have nothing in it since I did receive things today. There's nothing in mine from today. Interesting. I'll edit it. Maybe I messed it up some way. Do you have anything in your today?
Yes, all my emails, I guess.
Yeah, it should be anything that arrived today. So let me edit. Something's wrong in the settings.
In fact, mine even has some from yesterday that I haven't deleted.
I don't know why. I know that I messed with this one. Date received. That's why. Okay, there we go. The settings were messed up the other day. Not the other day. Last time I teach this, I messed this up. This isn't the one I normally have. This, as I said, I use this that I'm showing you. I got this for teaching, so I haven't set it. So here I have it today, right? So basically anything that arrived today, but something's wrong because I know that I got more than that today. We already saw some popping in. Didn't I get these today? Yeah. Maybe this is just from my iCloud, which I know I got more than that today. I don't know why today is being weird.
Yeah,
So
that's my
anyway.
question too, because I had only 6 in my today, and yet I had so many. If I go to the inbox that already incorporate all the 5 email addresses I have.
Smart mailbox name today contain all messages that they received today. I have no idea how come this is not picking up all my today messages. Mine works in my real life, so I don't know, like in the real account that I have, when I go to today, I get anything I received today. For who has seen everything you received today in your today? Is it working for you?
Yes.
Yeah, I might need to just delete it and set it up again. I've messed with this one so much, but I'm going to delete that mailbox. I'm going to delete the mailbox. Okay, this is what matters though. Wait, let me just show you. Even before I delete that, because people might get nervous. If I delete this Diana's classes, if I delete this box, let's look at this one. This one's this morning's, this is this morning's email that I sent you all, okay?
Yeah.
And then here I have something from Leon asking me if Thanksgiving was going to happen, right? So these both are from they're gone from the inbox. So I put them in here. If I were to right click and delete this mailbox, okay, like delete it, deleting a mailbox permanently removes it and any messages that it contains. It's like I'm grabbing a box full of stuff and putting it in the trash, and it goes with everything that's in it. Okay.
Oh,
This is important because these mailboxes have taken the things out of the inbox and stashed it. It's like going and saving something and you put a box in the garage and one day you clean up and you go, I don't need this anymore. And everything that's in it. You're not sewing anymore. It's got full of sewing equipments. Out it goes. You're trashing it. So these I will not recover. If I say delete right now, that mailbox is gone. But if I go into my inbox, I do not have today's email. Okay. The email that I sent you today is gone. I have actually gotten rid of that. Gone, gone, gone. And if I go into the trash, it's not there either. Okay. Because I didn't put them in the trash. I deleted the entire mailbox and that message was telling me, hey, you're completely deleting this whole mailbox and everything that's in it. So that is one thing versus today is supposed to be, so these are arriving now. Anything that's arriving now is coming in because this one just got here at 10:21. It just arrived while we were talking. It wasn't here before. But nothing's going in before 9. Oh, because I had it, because that's when I fixed it. It was messed up. I don't know why. Anyway. So anyway, what it's telling me now is that it's got, oh, another thing just arrived, 10:23. So it's popping in. So these are the ones that are arriving, right? Now, this same thing, this one just arrived. You see it, Apple shopping event ends today. Roseanne, one more day to sign up. Okay, so I go in here to one more day to sign up. There it is. It's still there. It has not left the inbox. You see that? In today, I collect only whatever I want, but it has not left the inbox.
Okay.
So if I go to, for example, Santi, right, which is an email of things sent by my son. He doesn't email me too much. This is any email that I've ever received from him into this account, at least. But if I go to this date, if I didn't take it out of the inbox, then it's still there. It still will be if I go to 11/1/21, right? So let me, you know, it doesn't matter. Trust me, this is still in my inbox. I believe this is from, these are things from Jack. It's still in my inbox. Jack is my husband. And this is today. All smart mailboxes do is you create a mailbox and then you tell it what you want it to collect. So in this case, I told it collect any emails that come from this person, collect any emails that come from this person. I find these more useful. So in my real email, in my real box, I have this set up. That's why I don't use these anymore, or not so much anymore. So what I have is like a smart box for emails that come from my mom's address or from, you know, from different people. That way I don't have to do so much organizing myself, because in the end, I'm not very good at organizing. I don't sit here and just put stuff. It ends up all sitting in my inbox. So if I wanted to go find something in email, like here, if right now I would have find something from my mom, I'd have to do a search for her address right here. I could do a search, and then anything that comes from my mom, I could go look or something like that, right? So if I go to the iCloud and I search for my mom, then it's not that hard. I have just found anything that my mom has ever sent me. See? So I go, because I know that she sends me things to this email. And so I go to the search, I select this email, I go here and I put her name, and then I click on her address, and here it is. Anything that she's ever sent me is being collected. But if I don't want to do that, if I want to do this quicker, then I'll create a smart mailbox. I'm going to go to smart mailbox. Okay. Ideally, first I'll find her address, and let me do this one more time, because I don't want to have to write her address. So here's, I'm just going to show it to you right now, and then I'll, so here's my mom's email. I will copy that address. We'll do this together in a minute. Then I'm going to go create a smart mailbox, which is going to be my mom. I call her mommy. From, and then right there, it has her email. Okay. And I want to include anything that I've sent her. I don't want anything I've trashed. I'll say okay. Good. So now if I go to my inbox, I've seen everything that just came in from all these guys, from all that. But if I go click on my mom, look, I haven't, it's not do, I don't have to do a search. Anything my mom has sent me has been collected by the computer. Same anything that came in from Santi or anything from Jack. Now Jack has a couple different emails, right? So what I have for him, if I edit this box, is I have a couple that has a lot of different emails in case I get things from different places that he sends me. This collects all of the emails he might have sent me. This collects any email that my mom sent me, but she has only one email she sends me stuff from. Okay. So you can create, and now this goes to Marcia. You can say plus, and you can call this one medical invoices or whatever you want to call it from, and then here you put whatever, doctor@gmail.com, right? The first guy. And then you say plus, and then you say from again, doctor2@gmail. I'm just inventing their email address. Gmail, right? So you put all of their addresses and then you say, okay, of course, right now it's empty because I don't have any of those 3 addresses in there, but then they all start coming in. Now, the thing is, if you ever receive something else from someone else that's not in there that you're going to want, you can edit, you can go in here and edit, and you can add, oh, and also this other person began to send me stuff, right? So you want to make sure to have this other person. And then you say, okay. So for example, in my real life, I have things from SBCC, I have things from Emma, I have things from my director, from Jeanette, I have things from the VP. So I have just different boxes where all 3 of them, anything I get from all 3 of them go into one smart mailbox, because those are the ones that I need to pay attention to all the time. And then others I just kind of read when they come in. So I make one mailbox with the 3 people that I have to read daily. And if I edit the mailbox, I'll see those 3 emails there. Okay. All right. I will have all of us do it together, and someone's asking me about search and stuff like that. So I'll explain, but Sarah, do you have a question first?
Yes, if you delete something from a smart mailbox, does it delete it? It deletes it from the regular mailbox? That it's,
Yeah. So now Apple shopping events ends today. Well, I don't care about that, but if I go in here, you'll see that I have it in here too. Where did it come into? Let's get one that I can show. So something that I received today. 1 more day to sign up for this. Okay, so this one just came in at 10:21. I've already signed up for it, so I'm done. And it's also in pipeline. As you can see, 1 more day to sign up. You see it here under pipeline, and you see it here under today, don't you?
yes,
Right?
yes.
So I'm gonna delete it from here. Delete. It deleted from today. And if I go into pipeline, it's been deleted from here. Okay, that's it. If I go to trash, there it is. I just deleted it from pipeline and it's still sitting in my trash. Okay, because I deleted
Oh,
it.
and the converse of that is true too. If it's something that shows up in your smart mailbox and you delete it from your regular mailbox, it deletes it from the smart mailbox.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, because basically the smart mailbox, what it does, it collects anything that fits the rule that you've set. So if I delete something that my mom sent me from the inbox, which I don't have one that just arrived, then, so I'm gonna make, let me see. Looking for my pipeline stuff. There's not much that I want to, but, so this is a student, I don't want to get rid of that one because that one I need. Okay, so this is an email that I don't necessarily need right now, so I'm going to copy this address. So everyone, let's make them all together. I'm going to show you how to make a smart mailbox. So go to your smart mailboxes, and in case they're hiding, you can hover over and say show. You guys don't have the show anymore. You have like a little arrow, those of you who have Big Sur. In smart mailboxes, if you do have some, do a show and then you'll see them. If you don't have any, there's nothing to show, but I think you all have the today as automatic. Click on the plus sign and let's make a smart mailbox. So I'm going to make one for this person called Armando Rios. Now look at what I did. Oh, let me actually cancel. The easiest way to make a smart mailbox is to select an email that you received from this person. If you first select an email that you received, the smart mailbox is very easy to make, because when you say plus, it already says from contains, and it has that person's email address. Do you see that?
Diana?
If I had wanted, hold on, if I had wanted to make a smart mailbox for Armando, but instead I had selected Paloma's email, then when I go make the smart mailbox, it has Paloma's email there, and I would have to go find Armando's email to go make it. See what I mean? I would have to go and search for his email. So the easiest way is to select something made by that person. So say that you need to find something made by that person, and this goes to the question that Julie asked. You go to the search right here, the one that's internal to the mail, not the big one outside. This is a search, and you look for that person. So you go, maybe you're looking for an email that you received from your sister or something like that. So type their name, right? So in my case, I have both my mom and my sister have the same name. How uncomfortable is that, right? So I click on this one, and now I don't have anything in pipeline. Why? Because it's searching. No messages found in pipeline, because I was selecting pipeline. Of course, my sister doesn't send things to my pipeline address. So I would have to go to my personal one and then go. But if I had just selected the inbox right there, then it would search everyone. And if I go Lydia Musakia, who's my sister, then this is any of my sister's emails. So I click on that, and here's one. This is when I sent her some stuff about Jack's pottery. And then when I do a smart mailbox right there, there it is. Her email is already ready for me to go, right? So Lydia, sister. Let's say, okay.
Diana?
Yeah. So that's how you use the search. And 1 second, and then you can go straight to see. Tell me if that worked for you. Yes, Yolanda.
I'm sorry, I got lost. I cannot find the plus sign.
Next to smart mailbox.
Yeah.
If you don't, maybe it's a different, maybe you have a different sidebar, but you can always go to the very top to the mail, and I'm going over here where it says file new, right? The mailbox, and you can make a new smart mailbox from up there as well. Make a new mailbox, or you can make a new smart mailbox for there.
Yeah, there is a plus in there on the mailbox. It's just that I already had smart. Oh, that's strange. Now, yeah, the plus sign already appeared on the smart mailbox.
Yeah, you know what? It's just that, by the way, I forgot to say, it's not there. You have to hover your hand over the word smart mailbox for it to appear. Once you move away, there's not there. There's nothing there. You hover over it, then the plus shows up. It's contextual again. Okay. All these plus verses, just go up to mailbox and make a new smart mailbox over there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So now, one thing that I haven't explained yet is that these numbers here, I have, it says 2 next to my sister. But look at how many emails I have from her. Do you see only 2 emails here? No, the numbers that you see here are only unread emails. So unread emails show up with this little blue dot. So when I click on this little blue dot, the computer thinks I've read it. So now it went down to 1. See? Because I've read it. Even if I haven't actually read it. Oh, looks like I sent her a photo of me in sometime in 19 and I hadn't read my own email. So there it goes. And here's one more. It has a blue dot. Now, how do you find these with blue dots? Well, what if I look and look and look and I wonder what's been unread? If I want to read only the unread ones, now I happen to see it there, but what if it's down there from later? I can click on, this is something that confuses people. If I click on this little button that's right there, it only shows me what's unread, which is good, right? Because now of all my sister's emails that I had hundreds there, the only one that I hadn't read is this one. See how it has a blue dot there? So once I read it, then I have nothing unread, right? So when I come back, suddenly I look at my sisters and I go, oh, there's nothing there. Why is there nothing there? Why? And it's because I have it filtered by unread. So be careful to not have this. It's such an easy thing to click by mistake. And then suddenly everything seems to disappear. It's just that what's showing is only what's unread. And guess what? I've already read all the ones from my mom, my sister. Instead, if I go to my mom's here, it looks like there's 3 that I didn't read yet. So I see one there, but I don't know where the others are. Who knows where the other unread ones are from? I don't see another blue dot anywhere. So how do I find it other than this one? Well, I click and there's the 2. Why it's only saying there's 3 unread, but there's only, oh, because one of these must have one underneath it. Yeah, it has 2. Oh, there you go. See, Yolanda, I told her how she sends me the stuff that you send her. Anyway, I'm saying that's the one that you send my mom, and then my mom sends it to me. I was telling Yolanda that my mom sends me the stuff she sends her, never mind. So anyway, now here it says that there's one more unread, but it's not showing up. So something's weird. I don't know why. So I would have to look for it. Okay. Here it looks like I have 7 unread from my son. So I'm going to click and it looks like I have all these different unread ones from my son. Okay. If I click on that, then there's all the emails I have.
Is it a good idea to keep all these old emails? It doesn't take up a lot of space.
It does, and it's not a good idea. And this is what I meant by, if this is my husband's computer, he wouldn't have any of this. Like, why do I need all of the information that we had to write for my son to go into Argentina? There's all this data. Do I still keep it? The COVID test that we had to do to go to Argentina. Do I really need them? No. Have I ever cleaned them out? No. Should I sit here and delete all of this? Yes. Have I done it? No. So, you know, I figure that's just at this point how it is.
Maybe
You
that's
know?
a guy thing.
I don't know.
I'm looking at mine and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm like you.
But you're right. Do I really need, let me go all the way to 19. Film reshoots for a film that he shot in 2019. Do I really need this email? No. Am I going to delete it? Probably at this point, I'm not going to. So
I'd
because
rather read a book or go out for a walk.
yeah, yeah. So no, but see, that's because I have to catch up. On the other hand, if you are like my husband who never fell behind, then it's easy, right?
Sure.
Because as they
Sure.
arrive, you go to your inbox, and as they arrive, you just go, do I need this? No. Right click, get rid of it, delete. Do I need this? No. Right click, delete. Do I need this? Yeah, you know, just do it in the moment. Then that's great. But since I didn't do it in the moment, then no. All right. So that's where I'm at. I want to make sure that everyone made at least one. If not, let's make
Oh.
2 smart boxes.
Okay.
Okay, so any questions that did or didn't work in making your smart boxes?
Haven't done it yet.
Mira, ahí están las niñas ya.
Sarah, do you have a new question that your hand is up? Or is it the one from before? Just to know, to lower your hand. I lowered it, but since I'm asking, looks like it was from before.
Sorry, I
Okay,
don't remember.
so did anyone need a hand with making that smart box, mailbox, or have you all made it?
No, I need,
Okay. Jeannie, was that a hand you raised?
yes, please. Yes, was trying to do it going from picking an address in my emails. But it didn't seem to work. I did something that was wrong. So
Okay,
what
do you want to share your screen, or do you want me to repeat, or
could
just
you-
share
could you take
mine
me-
again?
Could you show me yours? I think that probably would.
Okay, so say that, let me go ahead and get rid of, I'm gonna delete my sister's again. Delete my sister. So say I don't remember my sister's email by heart, right? Which is typical, say that you don't remember. So I just went to this search to look for this person's email. So I went and did Lydia. Happens to be her name. And so here I'll see I have both my sister and my mom. My sister has to be the one with my same last name, and that's my sister. So once I found one, I click, and that's all it takes, because now when I create that mailbox, it knows, it just puts that person there automatically. Okay, that's all. Now, suppose that you have never received an email from this person, then you have to type it in. So say that I want to make a, like I did for medical invoices. I don't have, emails from this person. So I'm going to edit. So see how every time I change something, now everyone go in and add something or change something, right click, edit your smart mailbox, and then you get your choices again. So say that I need to put another address in here, and I don't have it. So you can make different choices of what your mailbox is going to be. You can have mailboxes for things that are flagged or things that are not. There's different mailboxes. The most important ones are from. And so, and the reason you say contains instead of is equal to would be more correct, in fact, because you want it to be exactly the right email. What if I say contains pipeline.sbcc.edu, right? Just contains that. Can you imagine how many emails I have from emails that contain just that little bit? So when I say okay now, wow, I mean, this 69 is just like, look at how many emails I have, because there's so many people with that email address that write to me, right? So I'm going to edit that again. So if instead I say is equal to, I'm going to get nothing in there. Why? Because I don't have anyone's email that is only pipeline.sbcc.edu. That's just a portion of it. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
The is equal to versus contains. So if you don't know someone's email at all, you could put contains, and then you could say contains the word Lydia. Like, hopefully, sometimes emails don't even have the same person's name, right? But say that it says the name Lydia, and I'll say okay. So now I'm getting both my mom's and my sister's. See, this is my sister and this is my mom, Musakio versus Moret, okay? So that's because I just asked for emails that contain the name Lydia, and both of them have the name Lydia. See, that makes sense? So it's not as because I said contains Lydia, so I'm getting from, but I don't know any other Lydia. If I knew a third or fourth person named Lydia, like if I put the name Karen in here or Nancy, my God, my two of my best friends are both Nancy's, believe it or not. It's so hard here. I always have to explain which Nancy I'm talking about. You have no idea how many Joannas I have in my life. And so again, I couldn't write the word Joanna here, but Lydia, those are the only two I know. So when I just put that, since I said contains instead of is equal to, then I was able to pick up both of my mom and my sister's emails. Okay, so you don't need to be that exact, but it needs somewhere, it needs to have that information. So then what if I don't want this anymore? I'll click on minus and go, not that choice, not that one, not that one, not that one. I only want things that come from such and such person. So you, or this new person gets a new email address. People who have two, some of your, like, as I showed you, for a while, my husband was sending me from a couple of different emails. And so I just put both of his emails here. And that way it was easy to get stuff from him. All right. Julie, your hand is up.
You just did a search on emails, and when I don't know where to find that search button because I don't have it on Big Sur. Am I missing something on my?
No, in Big Sur now it just looks like a little
'Cause on the-
magnifying glass. You don't have the whole box that says search, you just have a magnifying glass up here.
Well, on the right-hand side across that top bar, after smaller and bigger.
Why don't
I
you just share your screen, because
Okay.
that
Okay.
way people can see what it looks like on yours.
Oops. Hang on.
All right, so maybe you see that little arrow at the very far right? No. Go back to where your hands were. Yeah. See that little arrow? That means that there's more there. So
Right.
click on that.
And then when I hit.
And there's your
search,
search.
Right,
Yeah.
I hit that and now what? Where am I searching? There's no place for me to type.
You're right.
And, I tried this the other day and I thought, oh my God, I must be doing something wrong.
Hmm. It should have popped open, huh?
Yeah.
Not you, it's the computer.
Doesn't.
Thank you.
Search. Does it, any other Big Sur person, does that open up a search box for you? Here, give me, I'm gonna request remote control. If you have it, if you see that. Okay, all right, so you guys can change what you see up there, so you can see more or less things, but when you don't see all, like, to me, more than, I haven't. Like, why would you want? And sidebar. Yeah, actually. Where's your search? Trying to move it to the left, to see if it moves
Yeah.
even bigger, but it doesn't. Let me get rid for a second of your sidebar to see if there's more space. Just now you only have search. No. Does it have, is anyone else missing there? Guys, anyone who has Big Sur, does search work for you?
Yes.
Why is your search not?
Mine is fine. It's all the way to the very right side of it though. So I had
Yeah.
to minimize
Here it
the,
is.
There it is, it appeared.
Holy mackerel.
Oh, now it's appearing, but it didn't before, which the whole point was that if you have it small, it's not very usable. Let me see, maybe I'll add the sidebar. I'll go back to the search. Huh, maybe, and you're selecting an inbox. Yes, you are. So it's not that you didn't have anything selected. So when I went really small and I got rid of your inbox, it should have worked. Like if right now I want to reply or anything, why wasn't your search coming up? It's not. I got rid of your sidebar for a little bit and then I moved it, made it really big.
This
And
is great.
then, yeah, made this smaller and now the search worked. Not even, it did the other time, but not now. This one, this is weird. In fact, you know what? It worked when I made it small, when I made your window smaller is when it worked.
Is it because I'm on a laptop? I mean, this is
No,
silly.
no, I have no idea. Sometimes let's just quit and start again. It should be working. Everyone else reported that it works and I managed to get it to work at one point. So sometimes you need to restart your computer and then sometimes you need to. No, I really don't know why your search is not popping up because now you even have space. I don't know. This is the kind of stuff that when something is weird like that it should be working but isn't working. This is when I say that you should maybe restart your computer. That said, you can change. One thing you can do is change what you show up here. So what this is what I was going to show you first, and then I got stuck trying to show you that. So you can right click any neutral area of this gray box, not on an icon, but on a neutral area. And you can customize your toolbar. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then you can decide what you want on it. So if the search is something that you want, drag your favorite items in the toolbar and you know that you want your search, you can grab your search and put it up early. Maybe you put it really, you can put it up there if you want, right? Now, then you say done, and now there it is, it lives there. But that shouldn't be the solution. You should have it working. But anyway, so now I'm going to right click and I'm going to customize your toolbar again, and I'm going to now eliminate it from there. See, and so now it's not there, right? So, but I don't know why. So say that you don't want one of these or not want one of these or whatever. So anyway, your choice. But if we put it in there forcefully, we can do that. Maybe you never use a smaller and bigger and we put it in front of that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just saying whatever it is that you use more or less. So yeah, I'll drag it and put it. Where would you want me to put it?
Oh, at the end of flag, but if there's no.
Let me drag the default set again and have it reset itself. The default set is this one that's down there. Let me see. This is the drag the default set into the toolbar, right? So you just do that. No.
How'd you get this screen in the first place, Deanna?
Okay. I went to I right click some neutral part of your toolbar.
Okay.
Right click.
Okay.
Customize toolbar.
Okay.
Okay. And I went to drag the default. It's interesting. It's not. It didn't reset. It just made more space here. There we go. That's the default set. Done. So now if I go, there you go. Now it's there all the time. Even with the sidebar. Oh, the sidebar. We lost your sidebar button. Which I hadn't seen there before. Oh, in the sidebar, there is no. I don't know if you want the sidebar button to be there at all the time or not, but there, I'll put it there.
Thank you.
And then with the sidebar on,
Cool.
try to go to search now. Does it appear? No, it's like it's got one space too many. I think there's an extra space here. I'm just trying to customizing it again. So you guys, it's been moved over a bit more. I don't know why. It's not working. So I'll just grab your search and throw it in there somewhere and just put it handier. Like that. But what did it do to the other stuff? Did it take its space? Yeah, so the rest is down there now. It depends on what you want most. So now you have the search there, but for the rest you have to reply all forward. You go there, which I never use them from here anyway. But oh, your sidebar icon, which was there before, is missing. Which I had never seen that sidebar icon. It's new. Let's put it over here. And your bigger and smaller is missing too. So it looks like you already had it. You know what? You already had it non-standard. Because you had the bigger and smaller, but see how the standard one doesn't have it? So that's
Yeah.
probably what had pushed the search out of the way. That doesn't mean it shouldn't be working, but you already had something that wasn't the norm. Let me,
Yeah. And I need the bigger or smaller.
What?
Yeah. I
okay.
need, yeah.
So you can't have everything, obviously.
Okay.
You have to prioritize.
Okay,
So
I can
that's
live
what's
without
happening.
the search. Yeah, I can live without the search.
I mean, the search is really useful. Oh, there it is. That's the search is there now, but what's missing is the bigger emboss. See if we have space to add it. Maybe I'll put it right next to the search right there. And I'll say done. So now you have your search. There it is.
Okay,
And then you're smaller and bigger. And then when you want to reply and forward, you just do it from in here. And I'll show you now how to use these to reply and everything from here instead of from up there.
okay.
If you find that you need that more, then you get delete, junk, art, there's different ways that you can organize this. So now you all know that all of this is changeable, right? There's so
Yeah.
many choices that you need to change the ones that you want the most. So she's mentioning that she uses bigger and smaller a lot. So this is what that is. If you make this smaller like that, see, each time you click smaller, you see it much tinier, or vice versa, if you want it bigger. So sometimes you get an email that's really tiny. So here's mine, Diana Musacchio. Maybe this was hard to read and she wanted it bigger. You click on that and you can read it bigger or smaller. Okay. And so say that this is fine, but she wants to read the small words here, then she needs to make it bigger when she gets to this bottom. Now she just scroll down, but there you go. There it is. Okay. So you can control that with the bigger or smaller. Now, the rest of the stuff that's up here in this case is get mail when you want to get more mail to refresh, right? Something isn't coming in, you get mail to see if things arrive. They come in automatically, but say they come in every 5 minutes. But if you want to check right now, you can click on get mail. Here you can make a new message. These are the ones that I didn't explain. The archive and delete is just delete it. Yeah. This is what I had and made a mess. I had my archive and my junk next to each other once, and I meant to hit archive and instead I hit junk because they were relatively similar looking. When you want another choice you can have here is that you can say icon only, and I had mine set on icon only. And the words weren't there and they were next to each other and I clicked on the right and wrong one. So I recommend, especially while you learn the program, to have both icon and text. Text only would give you only the words, in case some of you have it that way, but icon and text is the best way, then you know what each icon means, okay? So change, now it's always right click and those choices or customize toolbar. And that's when you put more things. All right. So what's archive is when you don't want to make a special box for it. You don't want to make a special mailbox for it. You just know you don't want to get rid of it. Okay. So say that this and I'm going with mine because I don't want to intrude upon her other emails, but this is mine. And you want to archive it. You hit archive. See, it left the inbox. So at the very least, if you archive, it leaves the inbox, but it hasn't gone into any specific mailbox, right? Because if she goes, she doesn't have a mailbox that says Diana's emails. But if she ever needs it again, she can go to the archive. And right now she doesn't have that choice here in their favorites. But if she goes down to, where's your emails from? Sorry, didn't mean to move that. Here's your where's your pipeline? Oh, you don't have your pipeline set up,
Yeah, I did.
do you? Oh,
Right
it's
there.
at the very bottom. Okay, keep going. Pipeline, there it is. If she goes to see her pipeline stuff in their archive, there it is. Okay, there's
my-
the email I sent.
But my, if you go to my inbox at the top, there's my pipeline. All the way to the,
Yeah. There's your pipeline, but I just archived it.
oh, right, okay,
I had archived it.
right,
And and once you archive it, it leaves your inbox. So here's your 11/22 email from me. If I archive it, it left your inbox. So this is a
I
way to clean your inbox of stuff that you don't need anymore, but you don't want to get rid of.
okay,
You clean your inbox, your computer still has the size of it, right? Because you didn't really get rid of it. Now, do you need one each week, twice a week? No, you could probably delete the other 3, but you can archive one. And that one that you archive later, when you go to your actual pipelines archive over here, then you can see that's the one that we just archived.
Diana,
See?
that's how I saved all my email, because I had it archived
Yeah.
from all my Gmail
Mhm.
messages. I saved them because I have archived my
Mhm.
pipeline.
Yeah, so basically the archive, what it does is it keeps everything, but it moves it out of your inbox for people who really like to see only the newest things in their inbox, the last week's things or the last 2 weeks things. Then when you're done with something, say that you're done with Emma's upcoming classes email, then you can archive it, which it is there in the archive. And some emails, like the pipeline, kind of already kind of archives its stuff automatic. A lot of the stuff from pipeline, I believe it's set to automatically archive or something like that. Yolanda doesn't see where the letters come bigger and smaller. They don't come in the standard box. You need to right click and customize, and then go to find this little icon, and there it is, smaller and bigger. Grab them and drag them up to that place. And she had them there, but they're not standard. You have to go and customize and drag them up. They will take the place of something else that you might use less. But okay, I'm gonna stop sharing because I've shared your screen for a while. So thank you. And if someone else wants to ask questions, I can use
Thank
theirs,
you
or I
very
can
much.
keep showing mine. You're welcome.
Diana?
So Yolanda, do you want me to help you set up those bigger and smaller? I can do that. Marcia, yes?
Yes, please, because I'm kind of slow and I try to listen, but forgive me, but as I
Okay, just share your screen. Meanwhile, I'll answer Marcia's question. Yes, Marcia? Go
Hi,
ahead, Yolanda. Yolanda, share your screen, okay?
Yolanda, I have the same concern, so I'm right there with you. I love all your questions. They really help me. So
Mhm.
anyhow, so I believe what you've said is when something goes into a smart box, then it is definitely out of the normal box that the mail originally came into. Is that correct?
No,
Oh, it's just like a duplicate copy of it then.
it's not a copy. It's the same thing, but you can also find it. It's like doing a search, but it's a permanent search. So
Oh.
instead of having to search for emails from my mom each time I went to see the emails from my mom, I just go to our mailbox. And when I click on it, anything my mom has sent me is there, like it's been collected. It's like a search. It's like a quick search that's permanently set up.
Okay, but
Right.
archive, you're moving it from the inbox that it came
Archive, you are moving it out from the inbox, and it's being archived, meaning I don't want to particularly organize this in one way or another, but I don't want to throw it away. So let's just archive it, and it's out of your inbox. And actually, my husband's archive is very full. It's not like he gets rid of everything. He gets rid of the trash, But when he's done with
Aw.
something, he archives it. He archives it. He archives it. So all his stuff is not in his inbox, right? And that is not hard to do. And every now and then I do sit and suddenly grab an archive, but it's been about 6 months since I did it last. But yeah. So Yolanda, I'm going to request remote control, and there we go. Okay. So now I'm going up to this neutral area. It looks a little bit different. She does not have, what do you have now? You have Big Sur. Oh, you see,
Katarina yet. Still
he has
Katarina.
icon only. Okay. I'm going to customize toolbar. And here's your smaller and bigger. I'll drag them up there. And then I'll say done. And there you go. Now you can read this much smaller, or you can read this much bigger.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. I'm
You're
eyeing it,
welcome.
and I
Now-
would, when somebody send me something and they're so small, I have to forward it to myself and then go to.
Oh,
Oh
there
my
you go.
God,
See, that's-
Diana, you are such a genius. Thank you so.
Not me. That was Julie who shared it, and it was there. So thank you, Julie, for sharing that, because I've never mentioned it. I guess I've never noticed it because I've never needed it. And now Julie sharing, that's what I'm saying. People sharing their screens is always useful. Now, one more thing I wanted to say, the one that everyone has automatically, or there's a move to, and I don't know how much you use that. To me, and let me explain what this is. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that I can see your boxes. So let me move this over a bit so that I can move this over a bit, right? It's always hard to handle as a second-hand person. I'm having a hard time making it bigger, so never mind. Say that I go to your pipeline, and I'm saying that because it's the one that's not so private, right? So this is your pipeline, and there's my email. Okay, so here's my pipeline email, the one that I sent, and I could just archive it. And then I hover over this thing, which is archive. Now you don't have, do you know what each one of these icons are already, Yolanda? Because if not, it's good to have the icon.
No,
in text.
the only icon I know there is the trash can that says
Okay.
delete.
So now by putting icon in text, now you know what each one is, right? So
Yes.
now you can either archive it, or you
So I
can
don't need to
trash
go to
it.
that archive there anymore. I go over there so I did not need it really. Yes, I can just.
You select it and you archive. You select it and you delete it, or you select it and you junk it. And I got rid of this junk from mine because of that one day that I made that mistake. I was in a hurry. I was doing a lot of archive. I was being around, one of those days that I decided not to go for the hike and instead organize. And I was archiving and junking and archiving and junking. And at some point I junked those important things. So I actually decided, you know what? I don't want that one there because they're too similar. I took my junk out. Now I just right click and say junk because that's different than archive. And so now I have to do that. And I did that because of that one time that I made, that was a huge problem for me for a long time, not getting important emails. So I took that out. But if you don't do that and you don't mistake, that's fine. I was moving really fast and I shouldn't have, and I just junked some good stuff. As it didn't matter, it's not like I lost them, but it mattered in that I trained my computer to get rid of anything from my boss. That's not good.
How do you delete that?
So in order to change anything from here, but let me first explain why I'm saying that.
Okay.
So say that you never want to hear from someone again, but they're not junk. They're not junk. You just don't want to hear from them again, at least until you want to hear from them again. You can mute them. So that's another choice. Another thing you can do is move them. So this is the part that I don't use. So here she has all these smart mailboxes and she has mails, right? So if I were to move this one to over here, you can move it like that, like I showed you before. But another option is to select it and go to move to, and then you choose which place to move it to, family, or move it to sent, or move it to, right? Move it to wherever you want. So that's what the move to is, right? And now if you don't use that one takes up a lot of space. You can get rid of the move to and then just drag. But if dragging is harder for some people, dragging the mouse, whatever, then it's easier to just say, okay, move this one too. And there you have anything that you have created, right? Move this to family, move this to Easter greetings. What you can't move to is your smart mailboxes, because your smart mailboxes are automatic. They would, if she had a smart mailbox with my name, that would have already had gone in there. Obviously, it's not important, so she doesn't have a whole mailbox for me. But what you could have is a mailbox, like I said before, with just pipeline email, like contains pipeline. And then that's whenever you want to see anything from anything that has to do with school, you click on your smart mailbox that contains pipeline and also contains sbcc.edu, because some people like Emma sometimes sends from sbcc.edu. Then anytime you want to see anything from school, you just click on your smart box that says SBCC and it'll bring you anything from anyone from school, right? So, but those you won't have to move to. And then if you just archive the important ones, they still get found. If I archive this one instead of deleting it, right? If she archives it, I'm going to go ahead and archive myself, my Zoom link today at 6 a.m. I'm going to archive it. So where did it go? It archived itself in the general pipeline archive. So then you have to go find and some people have the archives up here. She does. So then you go to the pipeline archives, and right there in the pipeline archives, I am still there, but I'm not in the inbox. Does that make sense? So that kind of works. But the pipeline archives everything that you receive. I don't think she's archived all of these, but these you see are the ones that she just had. If you go to pipeline inbox, those are the ones that she has. If you go to the pipeline archive, pipeline is archiving everything already, right? But if you actually say archive, then it goes out of the inbox and it stays in your archive, and then you don't have it anymore. But if you don't want it at all, then you just completely delete it. And then it goes away from your archive as well. Okay. But if you want to put this one in some specific mailbox you made, then that's what this works. Maybe she made a Japanese mailbox for some reason, and then she moves it there. Okay. But if you don't do that a lot, you might as well drag stuff. Then you could remove that one that's kind of big and have others that matter to you a bit more. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how those got archived. I did not manually archive them, so I don't
No,
really know.
these always, if you go to your pipeline archive, everything is there. It automatically, I think it's set up through pipeline that they archive all your pipeline stuff. They just do. But they also stay in your inbox. So if you delete it, then it'll delete from your archive. And if instead you archive it, and I don't want to say that I actually, the just 5 months to learn Japanese. Right now, if I go to your pipeline archive, there it is, just 5 months to learn Japanese, but it's both in your archive and in your inbox. If I now purposely hit the archive, it left your inbox, but it's still in your archive. There it is, 5. So in a way, that's a way to empty out your inbox, is to archive them, because then they confirmedly stay in your archive and they leave your inbox. Okay. So it's not that hard to have such an empty inbox if you do a lot of archiving. At some point I got so tired, I went ahead and selected everything I own, archived everything. And I said, you know what? Because why? If you search for stuff, right? So if I go, if I try to search for, let me just look at the name, just $5 per month. So if I go over here in inbox and search just 5, there it is. It still found it. Okay. Just 5 months learn Japanese. And if I go look for it, there it was. And where was it? So it's still there. The only thing is you can't look for it. That's in pipeline. Say if I specifically click on one of these personal emails of hers, and I go, and I know she doesn't have it, and I search in here for the just 5, it won't show up. Oh, that's interesting. It did show up. usually when you search something, maybe because it's an archive, I'm gonna stop your share. I was just doing that myself, and let me share my own screen. And then let's take a break. In my own screen, if in pipeline, I was selecting pipeline right here. My mom doesn't write to me to pipeline. If I searched for Lydia here, it didn't find anything. That said, it chose over here, I could choose something from her, right? And then no messages found in pipeline. See? Why? Because I had selected pipeline to search, and my mom has never sent me anything to pipeline, versus if you are selecting your inbox and you search for that person, then there they show up. Okay. Now, if all of these had been archived, let me find something that I've archived. So see how the rest of the stuff you need to archive yourself. Pipeline archives everything. So here I have something from Jocelyn. Okay. Jocelyn Preciado. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. It's archived. If I go to my inbox and look for Jocelyn, here, that's the same one. Okay. Now this one has not been archived. This one is, it's still in my inbox. I'm going to archive it. So it's not in my inbox anymore. If I now go to pipeline and I look for Jocelyn, she sent me other stuff. But see, it in the archive, I was still able to find it. Even though I had moved it from my inbox, I was still able to find it. See there? And I know it's a someone because the one she's thinking Thanksgiving kind of thing. So even if it's archived, you can archive it and still look for it, is the point I'm saying. So it's not like you stop having access to it. Versus if you trash it and delete it, you truly do stop having access to it. Okay. So the archive is a way to put things out of the way, out of the visual way, so that your inbox isn't full of 10,000 things like mine is. And then you're able to have an easier view of the things you need, but if you do a search, you'll still find them. And smart boxes are kind of like permanent searches, right? So you set up smart boxes for things that you want to check in all the time. And as I said, you can have, as I said, for SBCC, I have one that includes anything from Emma, from Jeanette, and from whoever my new VP is. I have so many VPs lately, I've been changing them, but from now, Carola. So I have emails from them 3 all in one smart box. So I just click on that and I pick up anything that's from SBCC. That's important because I get a ton of SBCC stuff. And sometimes I just want to read, did anything important come from these 3, right? I don't have time to read all my different SBCC emails, which I get a ton of. So then I'll click on this quick search. Instead of having to search for Emma, search for Jeanette, and search for Carola, I just have that smart box that searches those 3 people. Does that make sense? So it's like a quick search, but nothing gets moved out of the way. And if I put anything in the trash, it disappears. If instead I archive it, because I don't know if I'll ever need it again, then if I do a search, that stuff will be found. What's happening back there? Oh, some kind of construction sounds. I'm gonna go close the door. There's something happening in the house next door. All right.
Break?
That's what I was gonna say. So let's go take a break.
Thank you.
See you guys. What time is it? 11:20. So I'll see you be back by 11:35. Yep, 11:35. Okay, see you guys in a little. All right. Back. Break is over.
My screen looks different now, Deanna. My,
Share your screen, that way we can see what's
yeah.
up.
Look at the top where it says, you know, the 3 dots and then all boxes.
Mhm.
Above all inboxes, I can barely see the word favorites. I don't know what happened.
Well, go to the word favorites, go to that place where it says favorites, put your mouse over the right side, move to the right, one more over to the right. There, click on that.
Because I can barely see that carrot.
Yeah.
Nope.
Go. Now it opened up. Oh no, now you collapsed it. Okay, so click again. Go back to that arrow and open it up again. There we go.
What happened? What did I do?
You just reset it a little bit. There we go.
Okay, one of the things I tried to do during the break and I was not successful.
Mhm.
I don't see any reason to have across the top there the word archive. I don't ever archive anything and it's taking up space.
Okay, so go and say right click somewhere on the neutral area, which none of that is neutral. So go to a bigger gray space, like far to the right of bigger. Yeah, right click and then customize toolbar.
Yeah, I tried that.
Mhm. And now go up to the top to where it says archive, the thing that you didn't want. No. Yeah, that's to add it. Now go up there and drag it out.
But see,
Oh.
it takes delete and junk at the same time.
Okay, so then it looks like it's a set. So get rid of everything and then put delete and junk back. So, because they are individual too. See, so grab that and delete it all. Yeah, get rid of it.
Down
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
And now at the very top, the first thing you can put in now is archive, delete, and junk, and then loose, you have the delete. Yeah, put the delete back wherever you want it. Drag it up again. Drop it wherever you want it. Okay. And then if you want the junk, it's right there on the right next to delete. There it is. Put the junk back. So this is great. You can just put in there whatever you think. you want
Oh,
most.
okay.
Perfect.
Because I was afraid to mess everything up.
Mhm. No, that makes sense because everything was coming out. But as you can see, they have certain sets together and they have
Oh.
others. And then if you don't want the whole set, then you just put them in individually.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Can I
Well,
take
I
you
remember,
home with
you
me?
know, one thing that's missing, and no, one thing that's missing, I think that you said that you use the flags a lot. And I'm noticing that the flag
Yeah.
isn't up there on top now. So you might want to put the flags again. So go
Um,
down under archive. I see the flag and you can just drag it up there again.
This one?
No, the above. No, to the, okay, down there.
This
Go down,
one.
yeah, that one. Mhm.
And bring that up?
Bring it up because you said, I remember you mentioning because of your questions that you use that. So yeah,
Thank you.
good, say done. And so here you have the top, it says drag, wait, don't say done yet.
Oh,
It's okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead and right click one more time so I can go to the neutral area and right click one more time. Yeah. Right there, right click.
it's not letting me right click. What did I do?
I don't know.
Oh, Lord,
I don't know.
I am right clicking. There we go.
There,
Okay.
you're probably too near the A. So I just wanted to show that the top part says drag your favorite items into the toolbar. See on the top left of this
Yep.
box? So these are all individual things you can run. And then in the bottom, it says, or drag the default set. So if you drag that bottom one, everything gets replaced by this one, which is a default set, but that's what you had and it wasn't working. The search was not working. So then we just created a set one for you. So there
Okay.
you go. That's all. Just wanted to show you that. Okay, say done and
Done. Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, I'm gonna stop your share. So how did it go, you guys? Did you all?
I have a major problem in my,
Uh-oh.
I think.
Okay,
I have mailboxes that are apparently combined. I have archives in the SBCC pipeline account that shouldn't be there. And I mean, it's a bunch of them back to through 2016. Can I move those easily or?
can you
I
share
know
your
I'm
screen to see what you mean?
sure. Yes. Share. This is the archive in this Prime and pipeline
Mhm.
down here.
Yeah.
These are old ones that I really do want to save. But
Mhm.
if you put them up, you'll notice
They're in the
there
SBCC
should have
archive,
been
yeah.
Gmail.
Yeah, interesting. I'm wondering how, if when you were archiving, maybe you had selected just that account. Interesting.
Well, maybe, but I
I'm
mean,
trying to
look at-
think. Okay,
these
so
are all the same.
let's see if we can move them. I'm gonna request remote control for a
Sure, you
second.
got it? Yes.
There we go. So let me select this one here. Whoops. Did you say yes? No, you're.
Yes.
no,
Oh,
not-
please. I'm sorry.
Okay, request remote control. Cool. Okay, so now don't move your mouse. There we go. So I'm gonna go to this one and do a right click. And sometimes you can move from here. Archive, move to.
Okay.
So if you can do it to one, so which one is your
Oh, it would
personal
be-
Cox?
No, this.
This one down here. So move to this archive.
That's, yeah, that would be
That's
the
your
best one.
Bradbury
Yes.
archive. So
yes.
it's doable. Okay, so now what you need to do is select all of them at a time. So I'm going to select, say,
See if
these
I can
four.
do that. Okay, that'll
right?
work.
And
Thank
then
you.
right click and then make sure
I'll do it.
move to. And yeah, you can move them all to the right archive.
Okay,
Okay,
I tried
I'll let
that.
you
and
do
it
that.
Didn't seem to want to collect all of them, select
Yeah.
all of them. So
Mhm.
I'll do it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, stop your share.
Good.
Cool. I think that has to do with having hit archive when you were, like, maybe
Yes.
you were selecting the archive for the one when you said archive, because that happened to me once and I went, why are these here? And I wasn't, remember that time I told you that I was just archiving a bunch of stuff really quickly and I was going, oh, I'm archiving this into that one.
Yeah,
That said, it's all available in the archive anyway.
perfect.
But yeah, then you can move it to the right one. Okay. Interestingly enough, I had never seen or noticed the smaller and bigger A, and even with or without my glasses, sometimes I do see some weird ones that are come in really tiny. So I actually added my a little A to mine too. All right. Okay. So now that okay, any other question about smart boxes and stuff like that? Otherwise, I'm going to have the only other thing I want to show you here is flagging, which you've kind of got a little bit of the flagging information when we did files, like how would you flag, remember, with colors, based on a question that Julie had. We looked at how to tag is what it's called with files, tag them with a color or another. So in this case, it's oh wait, let me share the screen. I thought I was sharing, but I'm not. So here we go. But this time we're going to be doing it with flags. So if you want to flag something, so say that I want to come back to this one for some reason, this is really important to me, I can flag it. And again, I can right click and do flags, or I can go up here if you have them up there, like I told Julie to put it up because I know she did a lot of flagging. You can go up there. Okay, so maybe you have to have a meaning to your flags, or you can clear the name. By the way, Julie did show me, sent me an email where she did the research. Remember last week she was asking about flagging, and we looked, not flagging, but tagging, and we changed the name of the tags. So she wanted to know how to obtain it. Well, she did her research, as I proposed. I said, well, find out and tell me. And she sent me an email where, yes, you can change the name to these flags as well. So if you wanted to say that reds are family, and purples are work, and blues are volunteer work. I mean, I don't know. Then you can do that. Or in my case, I've used them forever in my brain when you couldn't change the names. And for me, again, red means got to deal with this urgently. If I change this, as opposed to tagging, if I go from red to purple, it just switches to purple. It doesn't like add red and purple. So in that case, this makes more sense. Or blue meant I still have questions about this one, or green meant totally done with, right? So what you can do is have different meanings to them. And so basically all this does, and if you're done with it, you can clear the flag. So all this does is help you find things. So if I go to the flagged right now, please flag some. If you have nothing flagged, go ahead and flag some. And maybe you want to call questionable ones that you don't know if you want all the time. Maybe should I junk, or things that you might have like, ooh, is this spam or not? I don't know. Maybe call that one red. Make yourself a meaning for the color, right? And then I'm going to make a gray one here. Anyway, so if you have meanings and they work for you, then when you go to flagged, then you will have a bunch of flags. If you've only flagged red and yellow, you will only have red and yellow. Now I have a bunch of different colors. So when I go to gray, which I barely ever use, you should have one. And for some reason, even though I just tagged one gray, how come the gray one isn't showing up? That's interesting. Then green, I have, so at some point I called these green, yellow. Okay, so it's another way of searching for stuff that you might have put into your email. So I use the red a lot, which is basically must answer. But what I need to do though, is when I'm done, is I should clear that flag, right? That's ideally what I should do. But that means I've answered it or gotten rid of it, or like I just cleared up. There you go. So next time that I go back, then it's gone. Okay. So it's another way of organizing stuff for people, things that don't really necessarily fit into now, if you click on just flagged, you'll have all your colors of flags, no matter what color they are. And if you open it up, then you look for your flag's meaning. Okay.
What you're saying is, instead of it being orange, you could name it, whatever.
You could name it something. Yeah. And Julie, I got your email, but I didn't do it. Can you remind me? I guess I could go look. Let me go look for Julie's email. She sent me an email with this information. So let me see, Julie. Oh, wait, I think your email doesn't say Julie. There we go. J Moore. Why wouldn't I have it here? I don't know why I don't have it here. I know that you sent it to my pipeline, or did you send it to? I don't know. Do you have the information there? Why don't I have? Oh, maybe you sent it from your pipeline one. And I don't have, this is just your personal one. So I need to search for your pipeline one, and you sent it a few days ago. So it's probably your last name. I don't know. You just sent it to me the other day. Why is it not popping up? Oh, can you find it, Julie? Do you know what the information is? Your sound is off, so if you're answering me, I don't hear you.
Yeah, I found it on the 22nd. I sent it to you under my Cox account.
Okay.
Color-coded flags was the subject line. 156. No, how did I send it?
Color
I did.
coded.
I sent it to your pipeline. I'm sorry. but it was from, not from my pipeline.
Color coded flags. Wow, why am I not? I know I flagged it. I do remember I flagged it because this was something I wanted to respond to you. And I thought, so what day did you send it?
The 22nd.
Anyway, just tell us. Because I get so many emails a
well,
day, but I
right.
remember,
Go up a little bit.
oh, you saw it?
Yeah, you're going too fast.
There it is. No, Julie, color coded flags. But that's weird. Why didn't I? Because you're just Julie. I don't know why I didn't find you doing a search. How weird. Anyway, so here's the information. Anyway, so click an email message, select the flag. On the left-hand side of Apple, click on the tiny arrow. It appears to the left of the word flagged. I don't have that little.
Open the mail application, click on an email message. This was sort of back way to do it.
I'm going to flag something and then that flag. That will leave a list of all the flag. I think here, this one. Is it toggle flag? No. Clear flag. I don't see where. Click on the 10 arrow appears to the left of the word flagged, which is this one. Control click. Rename mailbox. It doesn't, I don't know. This doesn't seem.
Click on purple and see what happens. And then,
Oh, it says rename mailbox. Okay. So that's what it's saying, to say rename mailbox. So I'm going to.
it should highlight it so you can type in what you want, I think. I did it.
I don't know what to say.
Maybe go to a colored flag.
Go to purple, where your purple thing is, and click on it.
Rename mailbox.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh, to the actual, okay, the directions are horrible. Just go to this one and call this. Okay, so this to the red one and call it rename mailbox. Okay, that's it. Call this one. I'm going to leave the word red because that's what I remember it, and call this one urgent, for example. Or call this one family, or, you know, whatever. I see what you mean. I'm leaving the color just because that's what I don't want this. This will change. This will affect my real one too. So there you go. So now that's what these mean, and you can just change it to mean that. Okay, so just that's all it meant. Just open this up, go to the mailbox itself and rename it. Okay. This is purple. This is whatever. Just that's what it is.
Otherwise, I can never remember what color I was doing everything red, and it was driving me crazy. So
okay. All right, good. So there you go. Now we know how to rename the flags too into something that might make more sense to you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Because I used the colors one way for tags, I just brought that same internal meaning to these. But just like organizing, what I tend to forget is that once I tag them red, which means please respond, then what happens is that later, like it's something I do need to deal with, then I don't actually unflag it sometimes, right? And then it stays like I already did one of these, and then it just doesn't unflag. So I need to unflag them. Okay. But it does help that if I click on red urgent, I know that the top, because of timeline, are the ones that I just flagged. Thus, they're the ones that I need to go to next. You know what I mean? So I flag them, and then when I click on flag on my red ones, I know that the top ones are the ones that I need to handle first. So I should also right click and unflag them later, which I'm not that good at doing, but it doesn't matter because if they were at the top, I know those are the ones I need to handle and that we can handle. Yeah, Bill? You're muted.
I'm sorry,
That's okay.
I'm out.
Oh, you had asked already?
That's the old one, sorry.
Feldman, okay, I'll drop that off. Okay, so so I think I've explained just about everything that's in the mail. The only thing I just wanted to clarify is that you can have mailbox for each type of account, and you know, so I'm going to show my cloud, and this is what these are the ones that I have mailbox out of my cloud. These are the ones that I have in pipeline. Okay, so they don't combine. Now, there's one thing I saw when Julie shared her email, that there's something there that I just want to warn you about, which is not good, which is called On My Mac. You have one called On My Mac. Okay. Julie has that, I believe, right? When you shared, you have one that says On My Mac. Was it Julie? A few of you guys shared, but I believe it was Julie.
Where would it be on my email?
Here you had something here on the bottom that said On My Mac on the left side. Was it you or was it someone else? I think it was you. You want to share your screen for a minute? Let me
Me?
explain what that is. Yeah, I believe it was you because you were the one who had it the most. Maybe I'm wrong, but keep going down and no up then. Maybe it wasn't you. Keep going up. Keep going up. I think this one was it. Keep going up. Yep. Yeah.
Where do you see it?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There on my Mac. Okay. So here, let me request remote control for a second. There we go. Okay. So, so guys, there's no email called On My Mac, right? She has these 5 email addresses. I haven't talked about sent, but it's the same idea. Whatever you send is sitting there. I'll talk about drafts and flags, stuff like that in a minute. But then she has this thing called On My Mac, and she has a ton of folders in here, see? And at least it seems like she's been good about putting a lot of stuff in there. And then she has the individual ones. Well, guess what? This was probably set up a long time ago, like before the iCloud started. I don't know. I'm wondering.
I only got my Mac 3 years ago.
Okay, then not, then maybe not. But somehow the On My Mac was still here. And what this means that if you grab this one, because it's really important. And so let me grab this Newsport report and you put it here, or let's put it in something important. Not so important. So let's say that I put it on, I have anything called news. So let me just grab something very logically, it's not. So maybe this is under Holly yoga. News Hawk wouldn't be yoga. So that's very obviously wrong. So I put it in there, right? So for better or for worse, it's come out of the inbox, right? It's now in Holly yoga. But because this mailbox is on my Mac, she won't be able, if later she wants to go, oh, I needed to find that news article that News Haas sent today because it's important to me. I want to share it with you. And she meets me at the beach and she goes, oh, I found this article you should read. She goes to her mailboxes on her phone. It won't be there because anything that's on my Mac is only on your Mac. It's left the inbox and it's stashed in the mailbox that is on her actual Mac computer. So it's not in the cloud. It did not go to a place where she can then pick it up from her phone or her mobile device or even up on the cloud. Okay. It will be in a backup. It'll still be there, but it won't be helpful for her when she needs to find that article to show me when she meets me, because things happen on the breakwater like Bill was the other day. Okay, because she has pulled it out of the inbox and put it in a box that is not anymore in the cloud. Now, for most people, the On My Mac is how, for people who use this from a long time ago, things went down my Mac at first because that's all they were. But once the cloud started, then these boxes had to be transferred to your cloud. So say, for example, that these travel webinars that she wants to keep, there's nothing in there. I saw that it said 0, so I clicked on it. If she wants to keep this one, and this is from stuff that she usually uses in her personal account. So say that this is her personal email. She doesn't have many in here. She could just actually drag it and put it in here. And I'm dragging it now because it's empty. And so now it's in here and it's in there. Now you can delete it from here. Does that make sense? So I'm going to undo that because I don't know if you want those there. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Delete mailbox. Okay. From that place because you don't need it anymore. Did I say yes or no to that? Yeah, yes. So there it's gone. So now try with something that has less things, but that are important to you. And move it in there. And then go see if you can see it from your phone in your mailboxes. But see, all your boxes, every one of your emails doesn't have any mailboxes. They're all up here. So ideally, you would have them in the box that works. That said, if you store them because you're done with them and you just don't want to lose them, then it's fine if they're on your Mac. You don't need to be carrying them around, so to say, on your phone and everything. So just consider that this isn't a bad place, just that it's a place that won't be recoverable if you recover everything from a device that is expecting it to be on the cloud. Does that make sense?
But I don't have an iPhone and I don't need all these things on my phone. I have an Android.
That's fine, then leave them here. But I don't know is if you put this there, if you put this here.
Wait a minute, I don't see where you're talking. Okay.
If you put these things on your Macs, then when you go to your Cox account, for example, you won't have any of those things in a mailbox in your Cox account either. But that's okay, because if you don't, so on your phone, you don't pick up your email ever?
Yeah, I get them on my phone.
So
all my emails, yeah.
But you don't store things when you're looking on your phone. You only come here to store on the computer.
Right.
Because you can. I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to change. I'm going to stop your screen sharing and I'm going to share my phone now. And basically, if I go to my mailbox and I go backwards over here, this is exactly the same thing that I've been showing you up until now. Up here at the top, you have all your inboxes and all that stuff. You see one by one. But once you go down here, see how you can open each one individually. So I can open just my teacher. And here I have all my inbox just for that, just my trash for that. And see here, I have all my mailboxes. Here's the one that I was showing you today. Okay, so I can get to these from my phone. But if you put a lot of your stuff on your Mac, if you go to your accounts, you'll see that on your phone, you don't have them. But anyway, you just said that you don't have your phone, so it doesn't matter to you. But for everyone else, know that you can get to all of these folders from your phone as well. And say that I go to my pipeline and I decide that this one I want to move somewhere. I can click and hold and I can move it. I can move this message to my so here's my pipeline. See how all my boxes come up, and I'm going to put this in my follow-up, for example. See, so you can organize on your phone as well, as long as you have all those boxes available to organize. But if you had them on your Mac, these wouldn't be available for you. Okay. So,
I see. So what you're saying is it's either the Mac or the iCloud?
Yeah, I mean, in your case, since you're not using a phone, I guess it doesn't matter to you, or the cloud. You probably don't use cloud with your devices, is what I'm saying. But for anyone else who does use the cloud with their devices, then it does become important. Oh, hold on, my mouse. there we go. My mouse was doing some weird stuff. I'm trying to see you guys big and I can't because I was getting stuck. So for those of you who have a phone, can you go and see if you see the mailboxes that you created and see if they are there for you? The one thing that is not available, by the way, is my smart mailboxes. See how I'm going up and down and I'm not finding my smart mailboxes anywhere? All those smart mailboxes that I made,
Yeah,
they're not available on the phone, because really a smart mailbox is just a search feature, right? So you're basically searching your computer to find them. But if you are on your phone, you would have to just do a search. So I'd go into my all inboxes, and how would I do a search? In my mail, I go to all inboxes, I pull down a little bit, doink, and then a search appears. Okay, so watch. If I'm going to go just to my SBCC pipeline, okay, so I'm just checking my pipeline email on my phone right now. Now I pull down and a search box appears. And now here I'm going to write Emma. Okay, so then anything from Emma shows up and I go, okay. And then these are all of Emma's emails. Okay, so that's, but how do you have that search box appear? You have to make it appear because it's not there. You need to put your finger on your stuff and just do a little pull down. And that's where the search box appears on your phone. Okay. Yolanda is saying she also has stuff on my Mac. So there you go. Just so you know, when you store things on an account that's on my back, then it just stays in that account, which again, isn't necessarily a problem. A lot of the point of the mailbox is to store them. It's not like you need them handy all the time, right? So it doesn't matter. But if you want to go in to see anything that you've archived, you would go, for example, into pipeline, and you'd have to go to the archives. Oh, by the way, in pipeline, in the Gmail accounts, archived stuff shows up as all mail sometimes. So here it's there. See the little icon is also the icon for archive. It's the same little icon. It's like a little file box. So if it says all mail, that's equivalent to being archived. And remember that today I showed you how I archived that thing. So that little icon right there for all mail is equivalent to the archive one. Versus in the iCloud, that little icon is the word archive. I don't know why Gmail calls it all mail. So here I have another Gmail and it's called all mail, but it's the same thing. Okay. All mail means archive for Gmail accounts. Who knows why? I
it was
stop
created
asking.
by committee.
Yeah, anyway, but it's the same meaning. But you know, each maker has their own keywords for the same thing. Okay. So was anyone ever able to see that if they have stuff on my Mac? Yolanda already said she has stuff on my Mac. Anyone else who has stuff on my Mac?
Yes, I'm loaded with on my Mac, probably because from way back when, and don't know what to do with it. I really have a lot of stuff in there.
Well, as I said, what I did is when I figured out the whole on my Mac thing happened, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, 7 years ago, whenever the iCloud really started to become useful, I figured that on the phone, I couldn't get to anything that was on my Mac in the account. And that happened to me with notes. I opened up notes and I wanted to get some notes that I've been using the Notes app forever. And I discovered, so let me show you, I'm sharing my screen now. This is my Notes app that we're going to go next to see this other stuff. So it's not like I'm changing subject too badly. This is actually what I want to show you next. But remember that I told you that this whole thing of accounts works. So here I have all my cloud, here I have general notes, and here I have pipeline notes. See there? And remember, let me show you again. Let me share this one as well, which is my system preferences. Okay. And remember how for pipeline, I'm saving notes. And for iCloud, I'm saving notes. So here you see that I have all the iCloud notes right there. I can hide them, and all the pipeline notes. See, I have notes from both accounts. If I open that up, and if I open that up, I have notes from both accounts, okay? If I were to save Yahoo Notes, I'll turn that on, and there it is, Yahoo Notes appear. As you can see, I don't use it though, so it has 0 notes. But I could be keeping, I'm going to turn that off, and then Yahoo Notes is going to disappear. So again, I'm handling this from the internet accounts. Now, for those of you who look into your email or notes and see that there's something else called On My Mac, right? Which if you had email on my Mac, you probably have notes on my Mac, then that's the same thing that's happening. You have to grab those notes and move them to the cloud. So I'm going to reshare. Unless, do you want to share, Bill, so I can show you one of your examples? Because I don't have the On My Mac anymore.
That's not on my new computer does not have these, just the old one. I can share it, but
Yolanda, you said you have On My Mac. Yolanda, I want to share your screen for a second. I can't hear you. But as long as you nod yes, I know that you're going to share, or shake your head, I know you're not going to share.
Sorry, I'm a little bit slow. Like that. Okay.
No
So
problem.
I have to go to stretch this out a little bit so you see. Let me see.
Yeah, that's fine.
There. Okay. So
Okay.
I go to archive. Is it the one? Is it where I see the?
No, here it is On My Mac. It's at the top now. Don't move anything else, and move your mouse to the top of your sidebar. Don't. No, stop. I'm seeing it. So don't move that. Don't move that. Move your mouse all the way to your sidebar, which is that left thing that you just popped open. And at the very top, you have some On My Mac. See the very top, very top. Keep going up. Keep going up, up, up. There it is On My Mac.
Oh, okay. Okay. Click on that.
Well, you're there. You can see it. So you have some folders there, and you have some stuff that says recovered. I don't know exactly what's in here, but let me just click and see what these recovered are. It looks like at some point you had this is actually pretty new. So I'm not like I'm looking at the dates, right? And then this is recovered. This is old. This is 2016. These are new things. I don't know what these recovered are. Recovered messages. You have a recovered messages for each one of your accounts. See up here, it says recovered for your MYAU. This one is from Bert. This one is from Cox. See here, it tells you your email. I don't know why I can't open your sidebar. I think because it's so small. But anyway, so you have on your Mac here on the left some recovered. Is it when you crash, or I don't know what this recovered
I don't
is.
really know too, because I don't even know those recovered things in there. I mean, I would not save this like this.
It's a Gmail recovered messages. And you have 99 messages in
Maybe
there.
they're from a backup system or something.
No, I don't know. I've seen that in your email before, and I didn't know what's recovered in Apple Mail.
I don't know. I won't recover this. I want why this jackpot alert and mega would even be there.
The recovered message, maybe if messages are in a recovered, I'm looking at the support. I texted, Apple support. If an email account on your Mac has a recovered messages mailbox, when it updated your email library after mouse upgrade, drag the messages into another mailbox. If messages from a specific are repeatedly moved to the recovered mailbox, rebuild a specific mailbox. So it looks like this is Monterey, for Big Sur, for Catalina. So it looks like it's something that happens when you do upgrades, or it says sometimes there's a problem that something keeps sending itself into recovered. I'd like to see, this is 11/16, it's pretty new. I wonder.
Diana, also one of my questions, like I have deleted all of this. Why do they come back? And when they come back, sometimes they have this blue thing, like I haven't even read it, and I have read it and deleted it and junked them and everything
Yeah,
else.
so there's something, remember that for a while you had, I remember for many times when you shared your screen, you kept having this little wheel down here that kept saying,
Right.
getting messages. That was when you first started sharing your screen, that you had very little space. Then your sons went and deleted all that stuff, remember? And then you started having space. I'm wondering November 16th, if that's about when it happened. From what I just Googled, it's when there was some issue with upgrade and update that some stuff end up here. And if not, it says to rebuild the email. So basically what they said is take it out of here and put it wherever you need it. So if I now delete it from here, hopefully it should delete.
They were recovered. They had been deleted. And actually, I got an email from Google that says they will renew.
You have them all the way down to 2015. So let's test. If we grab all of these, this is from here, let's test and see if by Wednesday they come back or something, you know what I mean? So this is your Gmail, Yolanda Aumentado. You say that these are all done with, you can trash them?
Yeah, because see, yeah.
Okay, as long as.
Yeah, all of those are all dated.
Okay, you have, Cox Communications bills and stuff. Some seem important as long as you have them all. I'll go ahead and trash these. And they'll stay in your trash, so it's not so dangerous, it's not like they're going to disappear. So I'm going to delete them. Are you sure you want to delete those messages? I'm going to delete them. And then next Wednesday, let's check. The rest still have stuff, okay? But this first one, they showed up again.
Yeah, that was really, and my son even renewed my Google because I had tons of stuff, and out of respect that I haven't, he thought I had not deleted it, but I had deleted them. And he said, well, Mom, I had to renew your Google because you had too many emails and it has to go to a certain place, So
I'm looking at the supportapple.com and it says if messages are in a recovered messages mailbox, it's a glitch. So if messages from a specific mailbox are repeatedly moved to the recovered messages mailbox, it says rebuild that specific mailbox. So basically, if these are supposed to be somewhere else, right, then that box is maybe not accepting them anymore for some reason. So it's saying how just go ahead and rebuild that mailbox. Like something's a problem with that. So you would have to go to that mailbox, whichever one it is, and rebuild it. So not the recovered, because the recovered is it shouldn't necessarily be. So maybe that stuff was supposed to be here in this one. I don't know. So now you have to right click and rebuild. It said, let me see what the instructions are. Choose mailbox, rebuild. So I'm going to go to
where are you saying, where are you seeing mailbox rebuild?
Up here, mailbox.
Okay.
And then rebuild. Okay.
Oh my God.
And then it'll run it through some steps and fix that one so that it doesn't, there's something in these mailbox that keeps kicking these out. It keeps kicking these out and putting them in here. And don't know what it is, but that's just what the instructions say to do. When you rebuild the mailboxes, messages and attachments stored on your computer are discarded and then downloaded again from the mail server to your Mac. Your mailbox appears empty until the download is complete. Anyway, I wouldn't necessarily do it yet if you don't want to delete stuff. Let me look into this a little bit more. I've never rebuilt a mailbox, but then again, I don't have all these recovered.
Those are old. Those have been deleted, and that's what my question was, Auntie Mano. Why do they keep on coming back when I had already deleted them? When they come back,
I've never seen this other than here, so I do not know. So all I did was research it, and in the research it says that it's something is wrong with the mailbox where they should be. And I'm thinking that this might have been happening when your computer was really full. Remember that when your computer is really full, I always tell you weird stuff starts happening.
Yes, and very
this
problematic.
kind of, things start happening around your computer. This could be one of those things where, since the mails couldn't set themselves into the right place, they end up like kind of not having a home and they go in there. So then you need to start handling problems. That's why it's not good to have a very full computer, because extra problems like this start happening. I'm looking and I have not had that. Usually I have an example of something to tell you what to do, but I've never had a recovered mailbox appear. So I've never had to deal with that, nor rebuilding a mailbox. So I'm going to read it a little bit more, but basically
you.
what it seems to be is that the mailbox it should have gone into, that it's not able to go into, needs to be rebuilt. But the concern I have is when it says, when you rebuild them, IMAP or Exchange accounts, and I don't know if these are IMAP or POP accounts, then they will have to download again. And the question is, what if they're not in your mail server anymore? So I'm going to look at it a little bit more, because if it goes into, if what it does is it empties it out and re-downloads them, but what if they're not there anymore because you've deleted them, then what's going to happen? So I wouldn't necessarily dare to do that. I don't think, let me just really quickly see if I rebuild this one, which seems the least important one in the sense that it's only got one thing. What about rebuilding just the recovered, which I don't see why, because this is the bad one, but let me just do a little test to see what it does. Downloading 2 new messages, it says down there. And then it came up again. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see if you have anything here that doesn't have too much stuff that can be rebuilt. See, these are, here you have another recovered. And this one is from Gmail Elemental. This one has 0 messages. Get rid of this one. Delete this mailbox. It's a recovered that's empty. Nothing here. So you don't have anything there. So I can't even really. Okay, so here, okay. Is this the same one, Reflection for Easter Sunday, as we found here? No, it's a different one. So I don't know what to say. You don't even have too many boxes. Yeah, so I think you need to ask someone. I don't know. I think you need to ask someone in Apple, because I really don't know. You don't even have that many mailboxes of all things. You have very few mailboxes. So what these things are, I don't know. But for the ones that are on my Mac on purpose, so say this one that says pictures, if you want to keep these and you don't want them to be only on your Mac, you want them to be in the cloud, then you would have to move this box to the cloud. Okay, so where do these are in your iCloud? iCloud.com. Do you use your iCloud.com account ever?
See, I don't even know how to use, how to access my email on the iCloud.com unless I'm very sorry. It's 12:24. Are we overtime with other?
Are we again overtime?
Yeah, we are. So sorry.
I keep supporting. So I don't know what's up with this. I'll ask you to ask Apple, because I really don't know what those recovereds are. Okay, yeah, I used to have an email that told me that class was over, an alarm. As much as I have one that tells me when to do a break, but I didn't have one telling me it's over. So that's why I'm going over. I'm sorry for that. I need to reset. Somehow I must have turned that alarm off. Okay, so basically, just really quickly, 2 words. Whenever you start writing something and you don't send it, it goes into your drafts. Okay, that's all this is. So the other day I was starting to write this email to someone, I never sent it. It went into my drafts. That's what drafts is. If you're never going to send it, just delete it, because it just means you never sent it. Okay, so that's just, so I have, look at all this stuff that I have here that I was about to send and never sent. That's like, So I don't need them. So just delete them. That's just stuff that you meant to send and never sent. That's what drafts is. And it looks like I have quite a few. I need to clean that up. And then send is anything you already sent. Okay, so that now I've explained all the different boxes that you could or could have. The only one I haven't explained is VIPs. I have marked some people VIPs, people that I need to listen to and get their emails quickly. So it's kind of like the search where you need to set them up as a VIP, and you do that in the contacts, I believe. And then once you decide that these are VIPs, then a little folder pops up, and then you can just click on those to read anything that comes from this person first. And I have these people set up as VIPs anyway. But if you want, we'll look at that a little bit. Ask me again about the VIPs next week, next class, and I'll show you if you're interested in that. Other than that, that was a job I did where these are all people from a particular job and stuff like that. And they show up with this little star if these are VIP people. For the most part, it's mainly just my husband, so I might as well go here, right? So anyway, tell me how it goes, and I will. Oh, I haven't been sharing. I was showing you.
I thought it was me again.
Silly. I haven't been sharing. Anyway, drafts. I haven't been sharing. Drafts are things that you meant to send and didn't send. VIP. Okay. I'll let everyone go. I'm sorry. I'm going to set my alarm right now so that next week I get warned that class is about to finish and then I don't keep talking. All right. At school, I have a clock in front of me in the wall and I keep looking at it and I get it warm. But here I'd have to look at the little thing and I don't. All right. See you guys on Wednesday.
See you later, Diana.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.